And welcome to another show match, this time best of 7, and we got the DreamHack Dominator in Happy versus World Cyber Games champion Fly, one of the greatest of all time. This will be played on NetEase and War3 champions with varying servers here and there. Undead versus ORC. Remo, the big streak is over. Happy is vulnerable. We saw this yesterday, losing maps to Focus, to Hawk, to Foggy. Is the Emperor washed? Or what?
He is certainly looking mortal, which is good for all the other competitors out there. Indeed, against Focus, it was kind of two separate best of threes, right? He even lost that one best of three, which was of course played on NetEase. But yeah, a lot of players able to take maps off of him. A DreamHack completely bulletproof, but here Happy these last few days shows that he can indeed be beat.
The 40-day win streak without dropping a map is over, and now we'll see what Fly is able to do his first official competition since DreamHack Winter. That's quite a long time, but historically he fared pretty well against Happy, defeated him at BREC. That's the last offline appearance between these two at least. So in general, Fly with a very good track record against Happy. Will this be the case here as well? Without further ado, we're joining into the game because they already started. It's the Emperor versus Fly. Let's go. We have arrived.
And most recently, we've been seeing the Orcs experiment a bit more with playstyles again, right? We see some Farseer Headhunters, we see some Blade Master, we even see some Farseer Grunts every now and then. Here it's gonna be the good old Blade Master for Fly, with which, of course, he's known to be so excellent. Focus also was trying a bit of Blade Master, right, against Happy. That didn't go so well necessarily, I believe, but Fly here trusts in Jubei and his long katana.
It was okay. I think he got very good games, but no W's, and it was very interesting to me that Focus was playing Blade Master on War3 champions, not on NetEase. It was all Farseer on NetEase, and this felt a little wrong to me, but who am I? He won that NetEase series, so seems viable. So yeah, Happy has the scout, did that, lost the Acolyte though.
Yeah, bought a good amount of time with the Acolyte where the Blade Master was chasing. Blade now moving across the map, going to the shop, buying the circlet. This is normally supposed to be scouted for by the Undead with one Skelly, but Happy not actually looking there. And Fly gets a bit of a gift here, I would say. If the DK showed up right now, imagine DK shows up, use the coil, steals the last hit. That would be really bad for Fly, but fortunately for him, this is gonna go on undetected.
So far, Fly seems good. No big blunders in the early game. Of course, we have to pay very much attention to this Blade Master. Fly is known for losing the Blade Master quite often, and in recent weeks, Happy is known to be an absolute killer and the best hero focuser in the game. So is that the big storyline here? Happy versus Blade Master. How many times can he kill you, Bay?
Yeah, Jubei looking for some last hits here as well. Does he time it perfectly? He was about to, but the coil comes in and the DK does secure the kill. Oh, and the kill threshold as well. The way he lines up the last hits here, Happy. Didn't give that one away either, but the Fiend might be in trouble. With the Wand of Illusion trying to block, but the Aura helps the Fiend to escape. And that one should be safe. But Happy has to invest quite some mana here early on.
Man, what a day this was yesterday. First the 6 maps against Focus, and then the Emperor's challenge with 6 best of 3s in a row. Very busy times for Happy. I hope he's not overplayed. I hope he's able to bring his A game. Of course, he knows on NetEase Fly. Can we call him the favorite? Fly has better chances, of course, to take maps. This whole show match for $1,500. Of course, no one leaves empty-handed, as this is the nature of show matches. And Fly, so far, pretty old school, I would say. Just Blade Master, just grunts, no big curveballs. This looks like a tier 3 versus tier 3 to me.
Absolutely. We're going to cruise towards the late game, get triple hero on both sides. And then Fly's gonna try to win a fight in the late game, probably, and go for the tiny Great Hall. But winning those fights first and foremost against Happy, not so easy. A favorite orc move here we're seeing, Wand of Illusion being used to pull out the Rock Golem, creeping a big camp here. where we're still in the early game. That should be level 3 for the Blade Master, but also Happy. Not idle. Continues creeping himself, already with level 3.
Wow, late at the lab. Thanks to these illusions, really well done. And he's expecting the Shadow Hunter here already. Little too early, or is he just right in time to steal this away?
Yeah, the DK steals the item here in the north. Not the greatest one though, Talisman of Evasion. Normally the DK shouldn't be getting focused so much here. Against Farsi headhunter play, there's a lot of A-click on the ground involved where the DK normally soaks up damage, but here I think it's going to be more targeted with Blade Master and Orb of Lightning. I saw some of the games where Focus was playing with Blade. He was skipping a lot of Orb of Lightning I saw. Is that kind of like new meta? That seems really weird.
Yeah, that didn't seem really good either, Remo. I don't know. In the cast, I was a little critical for my standards about that move, and Chad agreed with me. And, you know, Twitch chat is always right, so I guess it was a mistake on Focus side. Ooh.
Focus with a good old EU play. Level 1 Shadowhunter running across the map. And the timing here isn't bad, I guess. Happy is going to get caught creeping. DK has low mana. And here we go. Shadowhunter coming in. Frost Armor missing.
Yeah.
He's going Nova first to put on counter pressure.
Exactly. Coil Nova on the Farsi, on the Shadowhunter has to go for the speed scroll, wants to go for the speed scroll, but he stays aggressive, and I wonder if that's a mistake because the speed scroll is gone. And now what? Is there more nuke? Not really. And the Shadowhunter escapes. Another typical Fly losing a hero in the first moments of this tier 2 fight. Disrupting the creep, but I think altogether, Happy can be really satisfied with his early game. I mean, yeah, losing the null now, but it's just revenge of what happened in the upper left-hand side. Pendant of Energy, of course, a little better than the Talisman. But yeah, Nova first. Questionable choice.
Yeah, that does seem like a mistake. First, not scouting by the Blade Master if he was creeping at the Merchant, and now this. Seems like 2 mistakes by Happy this game, and losing those 2 Fiends definitely hurts. Maybe he thought it was going to be Blade Master solo harass, and he wants to nuke him quickly to force him away. But if it comes to an actual engagement, then Nova first is normally not the better choice. And, well, Fly definitely seems to have a bit of a lead here. Falling back towards the middle. If he can snipe now the Orgalord as well, that would be wonderful for him.
Yeah, also Fly seemingly coming in prepared. This little break of competition didn't harm him at all, apparently. No blunders, no mistakes, no hero losses early. Oh. Gotta be a little careful. Okay, Hack saved this, but he's gotta be quick because Happy is coming in. Is he in range for the Coil Nova? Seems like it. 730 XP here. Oh, is he greedy? No, he's not. Warsong Battle Drums on the Orc side, which of course saves the item from Happy, but he gets the big one. He gets a grunt, and that's the first big moment for Happy.
Yeah, it looked like a great early game so far for Fly, but he invested into Bat Riders. Liquid Fire Bats across the map, trying to do damage there, but that of course means he's missing some real strength right now in the army. He's got 1 Grunt, 1 Headhunter, and 3 heroes which are kind of underleveled. I mean, Blade Master strong, 3.5, but Shadowhunter not even level 2. Doesn't even have the heal wave. Fly, These bats, they used to be kind of meta a while ago. We haven't been seeing them for a while though. They need to get some value.
Yeah, and old school Lin play, but okay, Happy, are you ready for this? He's going for a Gargoyle, seeing this coming. Maybe he was expecting a Zeppelin though, and that's what you prepare for with the Garg. You can of course detonate against this in the middle of the map though. Fight ensues. Fiend shots continue to rain down on the Blade, but next to the heal fountain he should be fine, but of course he's out of the fight, and that makes it even easier for Happy, who has a big supply lead now. And you know what? 1 Nerub and a Spirit Tower was enough to threaten these Bat Riders away.
Yeah, the Gargoyle wasn't even exactly needed, but was made anyways. Good now for scouting. And Fly in serious trouble. How's he supposed to creep now? He's got 2 Headhunters and a Kodo, not even Berserker upgrade yet. Man, how quickly this game turned around.
Yeah, absolutely. Questionable decisions by Fly, though, that enable this play. The aggressive Shadowhunter, then the Bat Riders. This all seems suboptimal, but I like that Fly is coming in with the game plan. But I wonder, showing this Bat Rider play in game 1 of a best of 7, knowing Happy for such a long time now, he will be scouting for this for the rest of the series. He will expect this for the rest of the series. And will counter this for the rest of the series.
And it's such an easy counter as well, right? Like, you only need one Spirit Tower. You have the Narrow already from the early game. You need one Spirit Tower and that's it. So I think there's a good reason why we don't see it that much anymore. But anyways, Happy pushing forward, creeping the green camp, getting Skellies right now and Destroyers. This is a scary timing. Thank goodness Fly has reinforced defenses. Otherwise, this would be a disaster right here already.
Mate. Yeah, exactly. But the Skellies are good. Statue, regening mana pool in general for Happy seems good. 500 gold on Fly. Was he banking for a tiny? That is not working out at all. He got the Scourge Bone Chimes. Okay, that's fine, but he doesn't have a TP. So how do you get home in time to save more burrows in the rest of the base?
Yeah, the next one falls. Supply stock now at 31. If Fly comes home and he doesn't smash this fight, then Happy can just keep on trading with the reinforcements that are coming. Happy is already in upkeep. 56 versus 40 supply. Happy on his way to take the 1-0.
Oh, brother, this... Yeah, promising early game, but then falling apart. Couple of peons falling, so skeletons raised again, but he's respecting Fly's army as little as it is.
Happy gonna fall back, trying to join up with his reinforcements. He knows the Blade Master with the Orb of Lightning could always be looking for the intercept. He does have the Orb of Lightning. He does have the Scourge Bone Chimes. He found earlier the Pendant of Energy. So he had some really good items in there. Of course, the Warsong Battle Drums was sold that he found from the red camp. Also usually a good item. But Happy keeps on pressuring. Not going for Banshees at all this game. Interestingly, maybe he feels he's so far ahead, he can just smash through with damage and doesn't need the damage mitigation.
You know what his argument is? Fly, you're gonna lose your Blade Master anyway. I don't need damage mitigation. I don't need that early Frost Armor. I don't need a Howl of Terror. I don't need Curse.
And now Fly's coming for the defense. Shadowhunter's still not level 3. That's such a big problem. And we have 3 Destroyers in the air.
Yeah, good
Nova
luck.
against the Kodos. We got the Silence against the TC. Speed Scroll trying to save the Kodo Beast. That's going to be successful. But it seems like nothing is doing damage. It's all down to the Blade Master to win this fight somehow. But there's such a big undead army that he has to cut through here.
Incredible. Stomp is doing little damage. It's just level 1. Lich gotta be a little careful, but of course Happy has a coil ready at any time. Destroyers are chasing the Kodo. That's gonna be a kill there. Blade Master is getting some crits, and that's a kill on the Fiend. Maybe overcommitting a little bit to that Shadow Hunter, but of course very, very tempting to go for that. Fly having a decent fight with what he got earlier, but it's still such an overwhelming force of undead. But 3 Destroyers up, that's 15 supply, they don't have mana, and that's not the strongest army right now, so Happy retreats once again.
Knows, of course, where the Kodo is. He's got the vision. Oh, might be able to deny itself. Not quite. Fiend comes back. Happy could just creep the red camp here real quick, get the reinforcements. Attack again. Fly doing a good job staying alive. But winning, that's a different story. His army's still so tiny, with only 2 Berserkers.
Can he steal something? Guess he got that one. Not 100% sure. 1 kill is level 3 and finally got it. But the next problem is TC is far away from level 3. But also here, mana pool looks good and Happy is respecting the tri-hero combo of the Orc by a lot. Oh, crit against the Drake. Coil gets it. Double Scourge Bone Chimes.
No experience for the TC here. Flies at the fountain, yes. Orc at the fountain, right? We all know that, but the undead army is just so much bigger. I think Happy can just push through right now. The Berserkers, they don't have too much HP. They don't benefit from the fountain so much. They all die. The Dark Ranger's 3, level 2 Black Arrow, super strong now. The Kodo, no way that one survives either. And Fly only has his heroes left now. Against Happy is 56 supply. The Shadowhunter in trouble, getting blocked, getting almost surrounded. Something transferred. Invul Potion, last second save, nicely done. Happy is mostly out of mana, but the Shadowhunter might not be getting out after all. Trying everything with a pop out, maybe, to save the Shadowhunter. But the healer should be going down. One more stomp, trying to free the Rasta man. But he will go down, and that must finally be game.
Dust on the Blade Master as well. And now Fly is down to basically only Blade and TC indeed. He can sell one of the auras and will... Oh, doesn't. Little bit of a mistake as he has no shop at... Oh, he has a shop at home, actually. Happy scouting for that expo. They sees there is none, and that should be his game. Closing in on 5 DK, got the level 3 Dark Ranger from this, and now Banshees are coming. Fly, of course, knows he needs that Shadow Hunter. He stands no chance without it. But yeah, what now?
Gigantic lead for Happy, absolutely. Look how carefully he's playing, though. He's keeping 3 units in the main. He's like, I don't want you to get any kind of comeback here. I'm gonna fall back, regroup, creep 1 more camp, and then maybe hit with 70 supply. With a perfect army. Fiends, Destroyers, Statues, and now importantly, as you mentioned, Banshees. And even with his Blade Master, crits with every hit. This doesn't seem to be possible anymore.
Blade Master coming in for the steal. Doesn't get it. Doesn't get the item either. Okay, should be on his home turf, I guess. Reveal coming. By the way, sack pit by Happy. This is the first time in a long time that I'm seeing this.
Yeah, that's normally reserved for Lucy, right? Who loves to do that, but Happy here as well.
And of course...
I guess he's got so much lumber anyways, so why not go for it, I guess. He went into absolutely no upgrades at all on the Fiends, by the way. 0-0
yeah.
Only in this game.
I think it's an homage to the legend that is PCG.
Yeah, a lot of Warcraft fans have tons of appreciation for PCG. I know about that.
Are you being sarcastic on a Monday morning?
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, we all appreciate PCG, don't we?
Anyway, how's the game going?
It's going pretty rough for Fly. You know, this is one of the best hero combos to manage comebacks with. Blade Master, Shadow Hunter, TC, extremely strong. If you manage this well, if you micro it well, which is not easy to do, but of course Fly is capable of it. Between Hex, Crit, Stomp, maybe summon snares, speed scrolls, devours, lots of things are possible. But Happy is so ready. 70 supply, heal pots, invul pots, full mana, 4/3/3 heroes. He's even got the shade to see the Blade Master approaching. And Happy might be finally ready to finish this game.
Looking at his skill build, I noticed from Happy that he doesn't go for Dark Ritual at all. This was also the case against Focus yesterday. Do you agree with this when it's a very heavy hero-focused meta at the moment?
I always prefer going for Death Pact, but I guess he doesn't feel the necessity. Maybe if he's super fast with the DK movement, he doesn't need it. Here we have the big fight now, and it's just a big difference in numbers, as we can clearly see. There is a dust, but the Fiends are well protected. Frost Armor comes in, big stomp, and a double devour. That's what I was talking about. Nicely done, but now the damage is just so low. Everything is cursed. It's really only the blade. He's got plus 18, which is all right, but not really crazy. 177 crit, but of course also lots of misses coming in. Once again, Happy, this time completely ignoring the heroes. Interesting how he switches it up, right, between hero focus and zero hero focus. Here now he's just going after the units, and those are all gone. And again, only hero arena left for Fly.
Yep. I mean, Fly is finally able to get something done with the level 3 TC, but that's also the Shadow Hunter down for the second time. And that should seal the deal. You know what? In the fights, I like Fly's performance quite a bit. But the mistakes were done outside of the fights, I think.
Yeah.
Shadow Hunter aggression, questionable. What else was there? The Bat Riders, questionable. So yeah. I'm very excited for the rest of the series when Fly is switching these things up. It should be easy for him. But yeah, let's see if he's stubborn or if that is his way.
Yeah, this matchup, especially from the Orc side, it comes not only down to fight execution, also how you set up the fight. Where you fight, how you scout with the Blade Master, and how much you get to creep. This is why we are so critical of aggressive Shadow Hunter movement. You need level 3 Shadow to take a fight. Even if you kill 2 Fiends in the early game like he did, it's not going to be good enough if you're forced to fight late game with low level Shadow. He needs to be level 3. And I think, you know, when he killed the 2 Fiends, that was fine, and then he fell back if he had gone for heavy creeping then after. But he didn't do that. He went to the red camp, tried to pull out the Ogre Lord, and missed the pull, and wasted so much time there. Lost the grunt, lost the last hit. Shadow Hunter wasn't leveling, got the item, but it wasn't a great item. And I think that was the problem. Just too much time wasted, in quotes, not getting progress on the Shadow. You mentioned the Bat Riders also, which basically hardly did anything. And yeah, the Shadowhunter leveling, I think that was the biggest problem with it.
Looks like, Remo, we are moving on to War 3 champions, so we are constantly switching. I'm looking at Fly's stream now, where he is on W3C. And so I guess we fire up that machine as well, eh?
Absolutely. Some quick flow optimization, and then gonna be ready to go.
Didn't log in a long time, eh? Or did they change things again?
It does it very regular for me, anyways. I don't know why exactly.
Ah, same for me though. So they changed something. It's always when they changed or when they implemented a new server or changed the routing, you get the flow optimization or added a proxy or stuff like that. You know, all these technical terms that we have no idea about. Remo, you look so serious. Aren't you having fun? Aren't you having fun?
I'm having fun, Neil. Are you having fun?
Good, I'm having fun. But does Lado have fun?
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know, as a young father.
Probably
I can
not.
only imagine how much fun it must be. I don't want to imagine.
Thank you,
All right.
Beolos for the 2-month resub and Victor Zorin for the 2-month resub.
It seems like nobody knows the game name, currently. Maybe it's Netty's first for simplicity as well, because Fly just hosted a game on Netty's, if I saw that right.
Oh. Okay. Yes. Alright then. Makes sense. But yeah, you're right. Next map should be Tidehunters. A little back and forth.
Indeed. And the question is he going to stick with Blade? Is he going to go back to Farseer? Of course, always options available. Different ones.
Yeah, I think against Happy, it's always reasonable to switch things up. And if you play one style against him, he's figuring this out. He's figuring all the timings out. He knows exactly what you do, and he counters it perfectly. So yeah, switching between both options is, I think, very smart. Did you get invited yet? No, right? Others did.
This is an RPG host, I think,
Ah.
so it's the annoying thing where, you know,
Yep.
player slot and all that.
Got it. You're in two? You're in two. Wonderful. Okay.
Yes.
Wonder if they play the entire thing. How did that work in the last? This is called, what's it called? 4,200 Cup.
420.
Well, 420, 10. 4. I think. What's it called? I don't know.
Yeah,
okay. The last
420.
times. God. So last two times it ended when one of the players had 4 maps. The first one was a best of 5, so it ended with 3 maps. It seems like they're not playing all the maps as we saw yesterday.
Why is it called 4,200, by the way?
Lucky number or something? I don't know.
What's your lucky number? What's your favorite number?
I got it. It's called 4,200 Cup because the prize pool for the first one was 4,200 yuan.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then
it's
was
been increasing.
Yes, it's been 5,000 for the second one and 10,000 for the third one. So it's basically, it should be called 10,000 yuan. 10,000 Cup.
And who's going to get the lion's share here of this one? Best of 7 starting off with Happy winning map 1. After a bit of a lead for Fly in the early game, Happy brings it back, and that is not to forget on the servers still that are favoring Fly.
True that. Wonder how the map picks work with this one.
Oh yeah, true. Maybe they have no vetoes at all since this is a best of 7.
It is a best of 7. That would be picking order. But alright. we are on map number 2. We are on Tide Hunters, and we have a 1-0 lead for Happy. Good luck, have fun has been called, and off we go. The Emperor facing Fly for the second time. And the question is, what strategy is he up against here?
Yeah, from what I've been hearing from the orcs, most orcs tend to favor Farseer Headhunter play on this map, saying that it's really good for the creeping of the Farseer. Shouldn't it also be pretty good for Blade Master creeping, though? I always wonder, because there's lots of medium armor creeps on the map where grunts can be very effective.
Yeah.
I guess it's harder to snipe items, for sure. Like, normally the marketplace is pretty easy to snipe right there with Headhunters, and those consumables, as I keep on mentioning. In this matchup, especially with Farseer Headhunters, for the TC, such a big difference maker. Maybe even in a lab, we've been seeing those getting sniped sometimes. All those snipes are way easier with Farseer and Headhunters. But at the moment, we don't have a war mill.
Blade. No, Farseer. Okay, I think it's the one grunt opening into Headhunters. We've seen this before. Because the grunt, as you already explained, is very good to creep turtles and all the other medium armor. There's the war mill. Dude, I'm actually getting a little knowledgeable about this game.
Hell yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, the one grunt into Headhunters we've been seeing a lot of. Normally go into the middle, take out the green, pick up a few items. Or you can also be super aggressive. That's always an option with the Farseer play as well. And Happy this time. Oh, he's scouting, look at that. Remember back at DreamHack, he was never scouting with the Acolyte, always creeping, because he was really sure it was going to be Farseer Headhunter play, and he wanted to creep as fast as possible. But now, he's not so sure. And he wants to figure out what hero it is.
And that's already a sign of respect, of course, that slows Happy down a tiny little bit. Because, of course, if you don't have the Acolyte here, you're missing out on that 10 damage. And then your creep is a little slower. Happy, is he harassing this turtle or is he going for his own? Okay, both are going for the middle. That's level 1.5.
Yeah, if you get both of these, you get level 2 right away, which is always great to do, but they split it 50-50. Mantle, great item for Happy. That's the best one. Going over towards the natural, trying to snipe the next item right there as well. So going quickly for these items. Oh, this is a big play. Farseer is coming in for the harass. If he gets the last hit, this would be a huge play. Although with the coil, Happy, of course, should be able to get this one. Oh, the Skelly's getting taken out. And item stolen. Claws for Fly. Nicely done. And he surrounds the DK here, perhaps.
Oh, blocking. Damage is coming mostly from the wolves.
Wow.
Precarious situation, and that's a 4-unit surround right there. Well done by Fly.
Yeah, Fly seemingly doing his homework very well and Happy. Maybe a bit greedy. Going over there, trying to get the next item, rather than just spamming more out of Necromancy and creeping a more safe camp, like the green here, or the Sea Giant next to the main. And the TP being gone, HP low, mana low. It's a rough early game for Happy.
For sure. And it's super cool because it shows that Fly did his homework. He was, of course, streaming DreamHack, if I'm not mistaken. It's very, very likely. Oh no, he streamed the Focus Show matches as well. So that's a good thing for Fly for sure. He had 6 maps of game tape with the up-to-date strategies of Happy versus Orc, and he could adjust and learn for 24 hours.
Happy is trying to power creep here as quickly as he can. He brought a lot of ghouls to creep here to get that level 3 quickly if he can. So the lumber's going to be super low. And we have Fly running into the base, trying to take out some Acolytes. Ghouls are also partly hurt. Fly, with a great aggressive move. Happy has no mana to save anything right here.
Okay, he can take out some Headhunters, but the trades will definitely go in Fly's favor. It's an Acolyte down, it's a Ghoul down. Is there more potential, or does he play it safe? Fly usually not the one for the safety plays. But, okay, deny on that Wolf. Damage mitigated, but done.
And Happy missing a small opportunity there. The Grunt could have been blocked in, and he could have killed the Grunt as well, which would have made it much more even of a trade. But the Grunt did get out. Happy didn't quite see it. And here on map 2, Happy not playing a perfect game. The second early game in a row that wasn't quite flawless.
Yep. And it's a very different strategy from Fly compared to Focus yesterday, who heavily prioritized level 3 Farseer and then harass. Fly being a little more aggressive in nature, switching it up, and catches Happy by surprise. It's very successful with his adaptation to Happy's gameplay.
Happy's on tier 2 trying to go for the Dark Ranger. He seems to be forgetting that he lost the Acolyte. He's mining with 4 right now. That's very weird. Also, it's super obvious. You look at your supply and it's 29 out of 30. That is not the way it normally is. Happy, but flustered here, perhaps.
Maybe he is a bit overplayed after all the show matches, all the DreamHack grind. Maybe it's also a little early for him. Usually his stream starts a bit later. I think we saw that yesterday already when he started at 12 at noon. Now 1 p.m. But good to see that he is somewhat mortal.
Yeah, he's scouting things out with the illusion. Fly is waiting for his TC second. It's going to be the late game carry, of course. He found a big invul potion from the marketplace, which is a huge deal. We saw at DreamHack how dangerous it can be for the TC. If he gets nuked quickly, you need some of those consumable items desperately. But Happy's willing to play this mid-game aggressive against a TC who is, of course, very level reliant.
Yeah, he still wants to play into the strength of the Dark Ranger. Gotta be careful. Well, but doesn't have to be careful because there's no Stomp. Man, imagine this with Stomp. How many times do I have to yell at these pro players to go for Stomp first, not Aura?
Yeah, if the DK had gotten surrounded, there might have been GG. 3 headhunters dying already. Or is it 2? Anyways, the third one is getting chased by the Skelly. Happy sees what's going on there. Chasing another one of the headhunters. There's a lot of HHs going down. There's, of course, the downside of playing TC first. You're going to be vulnerable to a bit of pressure early on. Especially if there's no Stomp, right, Neo?
This gives me nightmares, Remo Demo. But okay, also interesting. Not going for an expansion here. Maybe he took too much damage to immediately go for that. But he also goes tier 3. So once again, very different from what Focus played yesterday. Dark Ranger trying to get a steal, but no. And Ruined Bracers. An excellent item against Happy.
Does the DK see the headhunter? Yes. Okay, that was at least 4 headhunters falling. But I was also Happy not creeping that much with the Dark Ranger. He crept 1 camp in the middle and then went aggressive. But he still got level 2. Issue here for Focus being he can't power creep so fast. If he had all those headhunters still remaining, he could go to the south right now and creep like 3 large camps right away. But Happy threw some wrenches into those gears. But the tier 3 advantage is absolutely huge still for Focus.
Yeah, and also a little bit of a gold advantage, of course, thanks to this one Acolyte that was missing for quite a while. And tiers fly a little similar to Focus in using that level 2 wolf advantage, knowing that the Lich is not out, knowing that he delayed that tier 3, and dominating the map, controlling it with red spot number 1. I wonder if he's greedy enough to go for the turtle bottom left.
Yeah, once he has the Shadowhunter, I could definitely see it. But Shadowhunter still delayed by a bit, going for the Kodo first. Those losses from the early game noticeable. But fast leveling on the Farseer. Level 4 already, then level 2 Chain Lightning is going to be a nice help. And if the Farseer gets to 5 fast for the Wolves level 3, that can always be strong.
2 big level ups ahead. For Fly, of course, quite a long road to get there. Level 2 Stomp also a crucial moment. Despite tier 3, quite a delayed Shadowhunter, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Which means that the third hero timing advantage over the Lich isn't going to be as huge, although still noticeable. This whole tech problem comes down to Happy being forced to TP away from the natural at the very beginning when he was creeping. Then he had to use the ghouls for continued creeping, lost some ghouls, lost some acolytes. So Happy economically still certainly behind, still with a deficit in this game. He did recover decently with those headhunter kills in the mid game, but still the lead, I would say, with the Orc, with Fly now. On level 3 TC, 1 of mana stealing, also not bad. Happy clearly didn't want to contest in the south, aware of his late tech. Went for the red camp and finally does take that one. Double level up for him. Legion Doomhorn, though, gonna have to be a sell.
Very unfortunate in general. Not the greatest items with Paria, Belt, Legion Doomhorn, but he has VIP status at the marketplace all over the Warcraft world, so probably gets a good deal for the items that he will sell. Also keeps all the tanky items against the hero focus. I like that. Lich is coming. Is he researching backpack? No. One fiend in the main. Probably doesn't want to get intercepted here with Stomp and Hex and Snare. And yeah, we're pimping these heroes. Claws, Mantle, nice gift for the Lich. Dark Ranger level 3 is a good. And Fly opting for Tiny.
Alright, Tiny Ray Tall placed. Fly still with lots of gold can go into upkeep right away. The Lich arrives, Orb in the inventory. Pressure's gonna be on Happy, but he's got lots of skellies right now. If the Lich joins right now, which he shall, Happy may still have an opportunity to win this game. But yeah, it's gonna be one fight. It's basically gonna be an all-in. Happy has to win this game right now with the next fight, and he's forgetting one fiend in the main base. Happy.
Yeah, I thought he's waiting for items or something to grab up a potion or whatever, but no, not the case. Is that the big fight? Heal wave instead of Hex. And off we go. If this Expo goes through after the push, it looks real good. We don't have the spell, but the skeletons are expiring. Grunt save to the side.
CORSAIR?
Little far forward. Heal wave is ready. No Invo Potion. Risky play. Silence on the TC. Pretty perfect as always. Invo Potion forced the DK. Heavy focus on the first hero. But the TC still full mana. Couldn't get a single stomp off.
Chain Lightning comes in as well. Happy splitting the Fiends. Mana on the Lich pretty low now, so we're gonna have one more Nova. That's gonna be it for a while. Happy still missing some units from the main. Ghouls being brought from the main base as well, trying to reinforce. But this fight is not looking bad for Fly at all, I would say.
He's floating 900 gold, Remo. Little low on the lumber department. But this opens up the world to buy all the items. And there comes the shop for exactly that. How long can he prevent these storms? Again, the silence. Again, perfect. Breaks through the silence with an Invo Potion. And that seems unstoppable with the Chain Lightning combo. Headhunter, little lost over there. Cooldown of Stomp is over. That's the second Fiend. Probably going down. Not really. Gotta be careful with that Shadow Hunter. But saved to the side, out of range as well. Because if Happy commits here, then he's losing more and more and more units. That was some time bought for the Expo to work and for the shop to be up, and then it's mana potion, heal potion galore.
Yeah, 1,300 gold here for Fly. He was definitely a bit late with spending those resources, but now he is. And that shop gonna help him out so much as well. Needs another burrow. The macro by Fly, not the cleanest, but he had enough of a lead after the early game that this game is still looking good for him. It's not over yet, of course. But he's trying to hold here at the expansion. TC running in. Silence again. No Invo Potion anymore to break out of it. Kodo's running in with the speed scroll, partly getting dispelled. Destroyers ensnared. Could be a great target right now for Focus Fire. But the ensnare ends. And Happy is not giving this up yet.
Kodo's kind of hurt. Oh, that stomp was big, going for the hero focus immediately and has the damage with the Chain Lightning to kill off the Dark Ranger. That, of course, means no skeletons, no silence anymore. And that is the time for the TC. Nice deny on that Headhunter in the middle of the fight, not giving Happy an inch and only having a level 1 Lich. It's such a liability now. Shadowhunter finally made it to 2. Could be Hex and could intensify the hero focus as he has a disable against the DK then.
Oh, wonderful Stomp in the back once again. Happy definitely struggling a bit here with the ping, I think. In the past we saw him split and burrow against the Stomps quite a bit better. Fly trying to take now this game into his own hands. Going for the DK hero focus. One more Stomp, and this TC has been the carry of this late game. Death Knight falling. And that should be the Equalizer right now. Happy gonna lose more on the retreat. No aura to help him out anymore. Doesn't have the resources for the Tavern Res. Lich caught. He's dead. GG.
And Fly is getting a map. Well played Tidehunters game. And again, it comes down to the early mid game. Just as on map 1, where this was the decision in favor of Happy, here it was the decision against Happy, with the harass working so well, with the creep check, maybe even the early game only, and not the early mid game. That creep jack, that DK capture. And then, of course, also the harass into the base with the Acolyte kill. That crippled the Emperor a little.
Yeah, I think so much of that indeed came down to the very early game. The fact that DK was so low, had to TP, and then had to creep with the ghouls tech-wise so far behind. It's so much about the heroes in the late game. If the Lich gets to 3 as the third hero, it's going to be super strong for the Undead, but with a late Lich, things get so difficult. And I think Happy should perhaps be a bit more cautious with his early game creep route. He did kind of invite that creep jack to be coming in. He could have been much more conservative. But anyways, it's going to be the 1-1, and the next game for us, I wonder if it's still NetEase now. I'm not sure. It seems like people are going to WC3 Champions, actually.
Is that so? What's the indicator for that?
I'm seeing TH's stream. He's doing that.
Fly now as well. Let's see if they give us a game name.
Here, of course, things are going to be a lot harder for Fly. At DreamHack, I saw some of the VODs after the tournament, and it was amazing how happy. Oftentimes, if the TC broke through and wasn't silenced and was able to get off stomps, then most of the time the fiends that were getting stomped were getting borrowed as well. It was just unbelievable, sick reactive play. And stuff like that is very, very hard to do on high ping. So if we're playing now in WC3 Champions, it's going to look a lot better for Happy, probably.
Yeah, Fly is not opening a new game on NetEase. So we'll see if we can join right there. Have my eyes glued to the WeChat program, where of course I'm in contact with Fly. Well, actually, I'm sending him stuff and he replies with, okay. But a couple of smiley faces here and there as well. Looks like Fly is leaving his chair for a second, so we might have a couple of minutes break. Have map 3, everybody. We had a couple of connectivity issues here as we're switching over to WC3 Champions. Shout out WC3 Champions, and especially shout out Fluxu, who just activated a new proxy or whatever technical solution that cut Fly's ping in half, which is amazing. In like with a snap of a finger. I would love to do, but that's kind of hard. Anyway, from 2 NetEase games, we have a 1-1 situation. Now in this best of 7, we switch over to WC3 Champions, and that is, of course, Happy's home turf. And Happy's home turf also, for the longest time, Northern Isles. How fitting.
Absolutely. The Undeads, they like it nice and cold, it turns out. Especially Happy does. And here we are in the frigid northern lands of Northern Isles. Oh, by the way, the first host worked out right away. We didn't have a bug, which is weird. I'm quite lucky over here. We take a look at the bases. It's a normal Tet Fiend build for Happy, and for Fly, this looks a hell of a lot like a Blade Master again, if you ask me.
Yes, I agree. Let's see. No! Farseer.
Oh!
Is it the same build on than on Tidehunters?
Ah, okay.
Yes, yeah, it is. We gotta get used to this, Remo. We gotta get used to the delayed Headhunters.
True. Happy again gonna move out with the Acolyte to scout? Maybe?
Yeah, for Happy, I don't think he will change his style at all. The question is just Lich second or Dark Ranger second after 5 minutes or so. Oh, Happy not saying that he has to leave.
Yeah, right?
Yesterday,
very patient.
He had a tolerance of, like, you're allowed to lag once, but the second time, he's gonna tell him. Okay, I was wondering if Fly is gonna play an aggressive Blade Master like Focus did, which looked really good the one time he played it on WC3 Champions. But okay, Farseer it is. Harass again.
Yeah, Happy recently has been very successful against Blade. But this time, Farseer indeed. Unusual first creep route by Happy, going for the Murlocs in the middle. Normally we always see the green Claws camp first. With the Warden and all that. But here, trying to go into the middle because he knows the Farseer will oftentimes like to creep that as well. And with a Lightning Shield, creeping this nice and fast.
Very fast. Ivan is in chat, by the way, Remo. Want to say hello to Ivan?
Oh, hello, Ivan. You know, at the age of 28, I was like, I don't want to drink spirits pure anymore because they are too bitter. I don't care what people say. It's just what I prefer to drink. That's the way it is. You know, I don't know why it's a problem.
Here we go, Lightning Shield again, but on the Murloc, it was summoned... Wait, was it summoned by Happy? No, it wasn't.
No, it was Fly.
It was Fly. Okay.
Nicely done.
Really well done. That opens up level 2.
And that is also level 2 denied, right? Coil, pump fakes it. Also nice play by Happy. That's of course the ping that he can make use of right now on War 3 Champions.
Okay. Interesting opening. Good opening by Fly thus far. Headhunters are streaming in, which of course will increase the creep speed. He's moving back though, seems happy or seems satisfied. I really don't want to say happy in that regard, but he pulls back, gets level 3 early and approaches the Nerups.
Yeah, that's kind of unusual. This is not going to be the biggest item for him. This is not going to be level 3 either, although he's going to come close. Uh-oh. TH Lagger. Most orcs want to try to be a bit more ambitious and try to take the Tuskar camp away from the undead. But Fly really respecting Happy, thinking he wouldn't be able to take that one away from the Emperor.
Replenishment potion also amazing to save a little bit on items. And Happy is using his time to get level 3, and the items for the Lich are looking pretty good again. Claws, Mantle, Lightning Shield to do a little bit of extra damage. Talisman once more. It feels like the Happy item DLC is a little bugged these days.
Yeah, it's not just purely claws, although the Lich is gonna be quite happy with the items here he found. Gonna be not quite level 3 DK. It all comes down to that one single asset, that one Murloc that Fly was able to get. Now he's creeping in the middle, big consumable here. This can be a game changer. Mana Stone, Wand of the Wind, Health Stone, all these are huge. Also, heal awards. And there we have them. Perhaps not always so powerful in the fights, but in terms of like just sustain on the map and also resources that you can save, heal awards, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, and Happy again with the quickest Dark Ranger possible. Just arrived on tier 2, had the necessary resources, but can only pick up the scraps as Fly finds a glorious timing to retreat. Just checked out if this is the Dark Ranger, but all the Headhunters were safe from her Black Arrow. And this is pretty much as good as it gets. But he will he be jacked? No. Can creep the camp single-handedly. Gives the shop over to Happy though.
Big item opportunity here for Happy as well. Hilarious Flute. There we go. That's the big item he was hoping for. Damage boost for most heroes and also the Fiends, of course. Now the Farseer coming in for some kills. Maybe he's got one Chain Lightning at the ready. Happy with a coil, throws it, does get the kill. Pretty peaceful game though so far. Only a single kill here on map number 3 so far.
Yeah, was this a little overambitious by Fly to push into this without a TC when he knows that there's a Dark Ranger against him?
Yeah, I guess he was hoping that maybe Happy wasn't there and he could just snipe that one for free. So that's 2 kills now for Happy on the Headhunters. The third one should be surviving. DK no mana anymore. Heroes kind of low HP. And Happy with a late tech this time, by the way. It's going to be, once again, a big tier 3 advantage for the Orc.
Yeah, it is pretty much the same build by Fly than on Tidehunters, right? Or am I missing a big difference?
Yeah, this is pretty much the same. This is kind of the norm. The DK was almost getting stuck in the main, but does find his way out. But I think Happy he just teched too late. I think he could have just done it faster. I mean, of course, he wanted to go for statues first, but even then, could have been a faster tech, I believe. Dark Ranger able to run away because there's just no stomp here, is there?
You think this is funny?
You think this is funny?
Talisman of Evasion for the TC as well, a lot better than it is for the DK on the other side. He can creep up a tiny bit of a storm, and Happy definitely has to respect the Chain Lightning as it's now level 2. Tier 3 at the ready. And then we take a look what the prioritization is. Tiny Great Hall again. Does he feel comfortable? He got quite a bit stuck in the queue. End Snare coming. Shadow Hunter should be coming as well. Parry-apt, silence ready. But yeah, this is still half a tech to be done.
A sneaky creep here by Fly. That's really cool. It's pretty early into the game. We don't expect red camp creeps normally at this time. The Skelly Scout. Oh my god. Happy sees it maybe a bit too late. If this had been 10 seconds earlier,
yeah,
this would have been so much wasted time for Fly. But he does get it. Hood of Cunning. Mediocre item. But also good experience for the Orc.
Decent for the Shadow Hunter later. But apart from that, yeah, there's definitely better slots here. Wind of Mana stealing for Happy. And again, the delayed Shadow Hunter. He has the gold. He has the supply. But he's saving for the tiny, right?
Oh, is he really? That would be so greedy. On 40 no way. Oh my god, you're right.
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's so greedy. Wow. Okay.
TC has decent progress here as well. Feels a lot closer to level 3 than in the previous games. Happy, Skeleton Scout. Feels like these skeletons are just always on time. Like a magnet drawn to it.
Yeah, this is easy kills with the peons right there. Coil, right clicks, block, peons going down. So he has to remake more peons. That's more gold, not going into army. He just spent 600 on the tiny. Now he's to make at least 150 for more peons. He doesn't have a Shadow Hunter. I don't think he can defend this. I think he has to let it go. It's a lot of gold down the drain, but lots of creeping in the meantime. Fly's gonna get the red camp. He has the option to TP back. But I think it would be a mistake, honestly.
Everything is healthy, gets the endurance aura, and I think it's too late to save this now. Yeah, 600 gold. Oh, he's trying to save this. Happy can just brute force it.
He's got the silence against the TC as well.
Ooh. That felt,
I guess.
That felt odd. But okay, Happy, he has nothing to do on his side of the map. Everything is gone. And Fly can take map control in the middle for marketplace and shop. There's good items everywhere.
TC is very well equipped now as well. Invo Potion, Mana Potion, Parry-apt helps, Talisman helps. But the Shadow Hunter. That's going to be the worrying part. Going to be very, very underleveled. Coil Nova at the ready. Happy can easily take out some units right here. There goes one. Another Berserker might be falling as well. Here on the chase, of course. The Aura helping out both players, I guess we can say. And that's 2 quick kills, level 4 for the DK.
Wind of Mana stealing used too. What a great timing by Happy after punishing that tiny Great Hall. Maybe Fly things on this server. He has to cut corners and play risky. He just bought the big mana potion. Wonder if he can use it. He wasn't able to use his full mana on Tide Hunters because the silences were so good. Wonder if this will happen again. No TP for Happy, of course. Buys it again, which will not allow him to go for a big army anytime soon.
Goes for the invuln as well. One of the last camps here left up in the north. Kind of surprised that he's not creeping it solo with the Lich. That would have been level 2. But rather creeps it with the whole army. Of course, also that gives him skeletons and would make him really strong if it was to come to a fight right now. Fly heading north. This would be a tough fight for the Orc, I think.
Oh, we'll see about that. There are some Invo Potions. Focus fire on the Raider as always. Catches 2 with the Nova. Stomp was nice.
And here we see the difference on this ping. He split with the Fiends and was borrowing some of them as the Stomp was coming in. And there we see the Stomps just not landing the same way. Coil on the Dark Ranger is there. No Hex to stop it. And Fly's getting smashed in this fight.
Silences again. Nice. And this is Coil galore, using them aggressively. Look at all the corpses. Look at all the skeletons. Because, of course, there are no corpses here. No Dispel has to cover the retreat with a Stomp, it seems. Ooh, this was brutal. Losing 10 supply and Happy just blowing ahead.
It was perfect opportunity for Happy. He was seeing the opponent coming through the bottleneck. He was spreading out. He had the Skellies ready. Coil Nova on the Shadow. About to drop. Oh, nice deny. No experience for Happy, but still a big kill. 53 supply versus 39. TC comes in, and there we see the burrows again. That is what Happy does on good ping. a completely different story compared to Netties.
And now the TC is in the middle of everything. Okay, no splits here. Chain Lightning follow-up. That was a good one. Mana Potion has to come into play. Another Fiend is falling. Supply gap narrowing a bit. But of course, the Headhunters. Easy snacks for Happy. One Focus Fire, and they're gone. And Fly with the back against the ropes, using 2 more units, and that Hero Focus just doesn't work anymore. No mana anymore for Happy, or not too much mana. Level 5 Wolves will be countered, or probably countered, by Destroyers. Trying to go for Hail Mary, and he locks that supply in. TC is healthy. Happy has to go. Oh, stop! He kills the DK!
Oh my goodness, out of nowhere. Huge kill for Fly. That's what he needed to perhaps have a chance. But his army is still tiny. 33 supply only. Basically, only the heroes. Also, consumables mostly used. Heroes are low. Happy, if he has the resources, will go for the Tavern Res. But he's actually a bit too broke for that.
Yeah, he doesn't have it. A little bit more gold is necessary. Lich not level 3 at all. Wolves, are they in this again? Not sure. Damn, that Stomp was nice. And that keeps Fly in the game for a little bit, but he has to rebuild the entire army. Well, Happy gets the DK back. Statues are working overtime. And now he's looking to close this out.
Had the Replenish Potion as well, perfectly still available at this time in the game. DK now healing up 4.5. If the Lich gets to 3, Happy is going to have insanely strong heroes. He's not far away from that. Even scouting with a Fiend in the bottom. If Fly somehow managed to get up a tiny Great Hall, but no way. He's way too broke for that right now.
Yeah. Did he queue a normal one? I think it's just a little bit tiny long distance mining, right? To get, I don't know, half a speed scroll every turn. But Fly is a fighter, staying in this until it's really not possible anymore. Trying to do some damage and get some scouting information with Wolves.
Another invuln for Happy. He's got 2 of those now. The mana's looking good again. Well, it's looking decent. It's not looking great, but certainly not looking bad either. He's got good upgrades on the Fiends, especially this time around. 2-1 about to finish. Taking a look at the marketplace. Gloves of Haste. We all know how much he loves to stack those heroes. And a huge supply lead still. 10 supply ahead is a big difference now.
How's the mana pool? Looking okay. Looking very good for the TC. But the Shadowhunter levels, that is such a big issue. The Storms need to be incredible once again. Is he looking for some more hero focus? The silence, though. Abort! This mission isn't working. TC down to 50% already. Just pure focus fire on that TC.
Boros coming in, and Fly does have the dust. I was about to say, perhaps he doesn't have it, but he does. Gets one Fiend killed, but the next one does get away. TC in trouble still. Low HP, can't go in too easily. Coil and Nova flying. But the Wolves doing decent damage as well, but the Destroyer positioning is great. Dark Ranger in trouble. Invul Potion transfer. Last second gets to use it. Fly having a decent hold right now.
Yeah, and once he gets Chain Lightning 3, Happy is in a bit of trouble. Unburrow once more, trying to TP out. How much damage can be done? Destroyer falls. Big one. And the Fiend as well. Fly clawing his back way into the game. His way back into the game.
Yeah, Happy there. Probably a bit too eager across the map next to the Orc shop, focusing the TC when he could easily heal up from the potions. Mana wasn't too high for him either. But now he's got the Shade, and that's actually going to be a nice help against the Invis Wolves, which are always running around, like we see right here.
A player's forces are under attack.
2 maps where Happy builds a sack pit. Unbelievable. So, it's time for another tiny. Attempt number 2. This has to work, right? What a great fight by Fly. What can he hold on to this one? We're approaching the 17-minute mark, so there's a lot of mining from the main bases yet to be done.
All right, here we go. Decision time. There's a big mana potion in the shop, by the way.
Again,
I think it would make a lot of sense for Happy to go for that one.
a little low
Have
on
more
gold.
coils on the DK.
He keeps the talisman, by the way. Very, kind of rare to see. Valuing the defensive items. Oh, Lich is super close to 3.
The Wolves are scouting. Fly knows this is where the hammer is going to fall.
That's 3.
Oh, and that's level 3. Yeah, that's a huge deal. Absolutely. Destroyer's getting morphed. He could morph 2 of them. Happy with a strong attack right now.
Shop is not up. Expo didn't pay off. TC silenced again. No invul to break through this. Has to go for everything to keep him alive. Potion. Coil. Okay. Countered. Where's the damage coming from? So, it must be... Oh, TC stomped again. This didn't hit anything with that stomp.
The Berserker is targeting the DK right now. Did you see that? They were running after him. That's a big waste of damage uptime. That's not the right target. Happy though, also starting to run out of mana. Death Knight doesn't have much left anymore. TC healing in the back. No stomps at all connected well so far. Now he's getting nuked again. Nova, Coil, that one defensive. Wasn't even needed. TC goes down. And that might be the game for the Emperor. Or is it? Level 5 on the DK, a bit more mana. But the army for the Orc is still sizable. But having no stomp and no aura makes this fight so tough.
Focus fire on the Kodo takes care of it. Fly has to survive here. He doesn't have to break Happy or own that fight. Just surviving would be enough. We do have an orb now. Very, very good against the skeletons and destroyers, of course. But I don't think he's getting another opening here. 16 supply down. TC missing for 1.5 minutes. And the Dark Ranger is very close to 5.
Oh, that would be crazy as well for those skellies. Lich level 4 as well. It seems like Happy now is gonna move through. Fly has hardly anything left. The expansion. 2 times the Tiny Great Hall. The second one, you could argue, did pay off. The first one, not so much, maybe. And now, so many skeletons in this fight. Fly. He's got the TC back from the tavern.
Okay, but no mana. Low HP. He's just waiting for the next Coil Nova. With silence on the Shadow Hunter, of course, as well. Oh, Nova on the Raider.
Eat that nuke. Taking that Raider out quick.
Jesus, how he's ravaging this base.
Oh my god, level 5. Fly's hoping that the Skellies expire any second now, but they're doing so much damage in the meantime. So many burrows have fallen. Somehow Fly's still not supply stuck. But just the damage that he has with his small army isn't not enough anymore. And more skeletons are being added. Shadowhunter never made it to level 3. You mentioned it earlier. That late Shadowhunter, that late third hero for Fly, looking a bit questionable.
Yeah, imagine if he switches the timing of Shadowhunter and Tiny Great Hall. Then this might be his game. Invo Potion, big stomp. Happy not able to dodge any of it. That is just deletion of the Shadowhunter. That's the last bit of healing. TC stomping whatever he can. The Orb of Lightning is paying dividends as well, but he sees it himself. No chance. Happy takes the 2 and 1.
Good comeback there, though, by Fly. He was playing the early game pretty passive. Was creeping super heavy on the Farseer. He ended up being pretty high level. Some greedy play in there as well with the Tiny Great Hall. But, you know, at some point he was far behind, like 15 supply, 10 supply, but with a good fight in the late game, he made it kind of even. But then Happy, with one final strike against the second Tiny Great Hall, does decide that fight and does decide that game. And the TC invul potions, like we saw at DreamHack, such a big deal. If you don't have invuls on the TC, it seems like there's nothing you can do in these fights.
I agree. Absolutely needs it. The silences are just too great. But a win seems possible if Fly is adjusting his game a little bit and plays as well as before, especially in these fights. He can take a map even on Happy's home turf, it seems.
Yeah, maybe the next map for him is also going to be better. Of course, in this best of 7, we're going to have lots of different maps. Concealed Hill especially is considered a pretty good map for Orc.
But we've seen that already.
I'm sure we have, actually.
Game is up, by the way. Just have to... Yeah, you're very smart, Mr. Remo Demo, man.
There we go. So I think... do they have Shallow Grave in this map pool? Probably not, right? A lot of the Chinese tournaments have not been so eager.
Is it listed somewhere? No.
I just got invited to a Nettie's game as well. I'm confused now.
Yeah, Fly is in the room too.
Seems like we're going back to Nettie's.
All right. Yeah, they closed the lobby as well. Ping Accelerator. Thank you, Mr. Remo Demo, for this gracious invite. Echo Isles it is.
Equalizer, that's interesting. That's normally a map that orcs would veto against the undeads nowadays. But here, of course, vetoes are going to be rare if they have any at all. And I wonder what strat Fly's going to play here. We've been seeing a bit more Farseer Grunt Expo. This can be a good map for Farseer Grunt Expo. But of course, Farseer Headhunter is also always playable. The danger is, if the undead here plays fast fiends, then oftentimes you cannot claim the marketplace for yourself with Farseer Headhunters. And that marketplace item is a big deal.
In general, also shop control, Remo. Very important.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, true. I feel like half of these games with Farseer Headhunters are getting decided by if the TC has invulns or not.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, it's just, you can't do anything.
Yeah. And I wonder sometimes, should you try and build like a shaman for this one dispel, but I guess it would be nuked anyway.
Yeah. It would be like 260 gold or something for one shaman. Can be worth it.
Yeah.
But I guess they prefer to go for more berserkers, more attack upgrades and all that.
Do you know what the range of purge is?
Not off the top of my head. I think it's like 500, 600 maybe.
Remo, I read on Reddit that you are the man for the numbers. You know them all. Remo,
Okay,
me.
I do apologize for that. I'm looking it up right now. 700 range, actually. Okay.
See, that's pretty good. You could keep it in the bag, similar to a Kodo. Maybe I'm onto something. Maybe I'm an orc innovator all of a sudden.
Yeah, I guess the issue is with a TC second, you really need to play Bestiary as well, because if you don't have Raiders and you have no control at all in the mid game. So in that case, you would have to go Bestiary and Lodge and Berserkers off of one base. So
yeah, it would be quite expensive.
But yeah, we move into map number 4, right?
Correct, Remo. You are very good at counting. Are we counting Fly out yet?
Oh, I hope not. We are again on NetEase. He's going to have the favorable server here. But not the map that orcs normally nowadays want to play on so much. And look at that, Happy. The first time in a long time I'm seeing him play the Fast Fiend build. Especially good on this map, because mainly the marketplace. You can contest the marketplace with that Fast Fiend build. With other builds, you cannot. And if you're getting pressured by Farseer Headhunter play early on, this Fast Fiend build is the best thing you can have. But normally, most orcs nowadays play it a bit more slowly. And there's still always the option, of course, of playing Blade Master. And that would be a build that the undead doesn't want to see. If you play Fast Fiends, you don't want to go up against a Blade, because he can pressure you very well and just has a lot of free time in the beginning.
Yeah, who would be able to tell you this better than Mr. Remo Demo? His winner bracket match against Tom in the Meisterschaft relegation suffered because of exactly that, and I was so sad. But Farseer it is, no Blade.
So we haven't seen Farseer grunts once yet by Fly. This could again be the one grunt into Headhunter build, but okay, he was all right. No War Mill. Indeed, this time it is going to be Farseer Grunt Expo, which on this map can be really good. You go green, green, expansion, and then one more green. With the grunts and wolves, you can creep that super fast, get level 3, and defend the expansion with the strength of level 3 Farseer. And similarly to that plan, Focus also made it work, right? Against Happy. He played that Farseer Grand Expo, and that was successful.
True. And of course, we're back on Fly's home turf, as you can always see in the upper right. If there's green icons, we're on NetEase. If there's no green icons, we're on War3 Champions. Rule of thumb. And okay. Let's see. There should be quite a bit of time for Fly to creep. Should be uncontested, because DK is late. Needs some fiends. This is going to be an interesting one.
Indeed, indeed. I wonder how fast Fly is going to expand here. His tech is certainly going to be quite late. He wants to have lots of grunts out early, to creep fast, to get up the expo, to get the level 3 quickly. But also in the mid game, he's going to need to level that TC. because it's going to come down a lot to the TC's impact,
Fast tech.
whether he can win that late game.
Or faster tech. There we go. 2 minutes 40 as he skips the shop. That helps a bit with the tech timing. He won't need any selves or clarities or speed scrolls with this build as he has a Farseer and Wolves soak up the damage from creeping. DK speeds this up a little bit. Gloves of Haste. His tech is of course very, very late. Teching at 23. But the next thing he produces should be the tier 2 tech. And Fly unlocks level 2.
So I guess after the expansion, he's going to go to the shop, and that should be level 3. Not 100% sure if that's going to work out, but I'm sure Fly knows, and it's going to be a great timing for him. Happy so far, not scouting at all. He doesn't know what he's facing. The fact that he hasn't seen any opponent yet makes it pretty likely that it's not going to be Farsi Headhunters, but it could very well still be Blade Master, having seen no opponent at all so far.
Did he? Wow, not even a skeleton? No, right? It's just full-on creeping. For that one big consumable, Wand of Mana Stealing, not the greatest items in the marketplace. Could maybe get a Circlet. But yeah, both with the tamest opening we've seen in the entire series.
And the expansion has been started. Happy still hasn't seen it, but maybe he has the read right now. Not seeing anybody for so long is certainly sus. And he's just running right straight over there. I think he has this flowchart of like, okay, if he doesn't see me, scout me, attack me for so long, it's so likely to be a Farseer Expo play, and he's absolutely right, even without scouting. And some star sense.
That is pretty bad for Fly. He still has half attack of an advantage, and now the question is, what is he doing with the time that Happy spent running from 12 o'clock to bottom left? Base is exposed, he's still in tech, and that is level 2 Wolves attacking Ghouls and Acolytes.
Yeah, Narrow Tower wasn't upgraded. Pretty greedy over here by Happy. He's not TPing back yet either. Now he is. Or is it a fake staff? All 3 ghouls super hurt, by the way.
There's mana for a Chain Lightning, but thus far, Happy's defense is real good. He didn't lose anything but lumber time, or mining time, harvesting time. And of course forces the TP.
Yeah, nicely done. But why didn't he use the Chain Lightning? He could have gotten 1 ghoul at least guaranteed. Maybe even 2. That was kind of weird.
Grunts are finding Fiends again. Splits the damage a bit. Lots of coils remaining, so nothing for Happy will fall here.
He's going to get the Grunt as well. He's going to invest double coil to get this one. He's going to get very close to 3. Not quite enough. Oh, maybe a deny.
Ooh.
Oh, nicely done. Coil flies into nowhere. Nice play.
What are these Grunts doing in Happy's base? There's 5 Fiends. They can't really do too much, but like little chip damage.
6th Fiend on the way. There's going to be some serious piercing damage here in the mid game for Happy.
He's trying to expand again. Fly is at the beginning of tier 2. Happy's tech is very much delayed, thanks to all the time the ghouls spend in the back of the base. But Lich coming, Slaughterhouse coming. Is that enough time for Fly?
Fly's also aware that the TP was forced earlier. Echo Isles can very much turn into a base race kind of game. Go for raiders, go for pillage, hang around the main base and always hit that one over and over. Can be hard for the undead to defend there and attack the expansion at the same time, because this expo 40% done now. And I'm pretty sure this one's going to finish this time.
Yeah, Happy is too far away. The question is, can he crack it later? TC finds some time to creep as well. One of the biggest items on the entire map, while the Farseer is harassing. Wakes up the creeps, pulls 2 camps together, and the Fiends are already hurt in the absence of a statue.
Yeah, nice play. And almost a kill. Oh, the Farseer got bashed!
No!
Otherwise, the Chain Lightning might have gotten the kill. Oh my god. That backfired on him. It was a nice idea, but cost him the TP in the end.
Remo, I am very much confused. On Concealed, Happy decided to go for Nova when there was a Blade Master as his opponent. Now, Frost Armor, despite it's only like Farseer and... Against Grunts, of course, nice.
Yeah, Frost Armor can be really sick against the Grunts and the Wolves because you know that there's going to be no tier 3. This is Farseer Grunt, which is always going to mean expansion, which always means tier 2 mass. So there can be no dispel against Frost Armor. So it can be very, very strong indeed. But, yeah, whether it's supposed to be the first choice, not so sure. Happy is not teching yet, by the way. Heal Scroll, excuse me. He's trying to commit for a tier 2 fight early.
Okay. Expo is finished, but didn't pay off, man. What a timing. But there's no Nova to deal with these Raiders. Of course he can coil, but there's also no statue. Statue arrives only now. There is some potential for Fly to do some serious damage.
Fiend getting surrounded here. Almost. Burrow, I think it finished. Didn't use it though. Happy now teching. It's a late tech though, obviously. Fiend's in trouble still. It's going to be a second Fiend going down in a moment. Maybe. Heal Scroll comes in. Is it enough to save the Fiend? Seems like no. Oh, the coil is too late. A split second. Happy with some mistakes here. The Burrow wasn't used. The coil was too late. And Fly, with that, perhaps in a winning position now.
That coil is ready though. Again, almost no Chain Lightning used in this fight. Just wolves. Happy has the supply lead now, but of course it was all about this expansion, and the expansion is ready. No tower, no burrow, so skeletons can do some damage. But yeah, the longer the game goes, the better it is for Fly.
Happy chasing after the Farseer here. Interesting. But now gonna fall back to start creeping the Lich level 2. Really needed to get that Nova. Mana's also low for Happy. And I think it's looking better and better. Starting to look better and better for Fly right here.
Oh, for sure. More Raiders. More items, I guess. Needs level 3. And where to get that? The Murlocs are still available. That's not enough, though. Shouldn't be half a level. These Murlocs in the middle will definitely be enough. If you can buy the time. Oh, what's this Raider doing? He's lost.
I was trying to harass a bit and slow down the opponent with Ensnare, but yeah, that's one Raider going down. TC creeping the small green camp. With the Grunts and Headhunters, you can't quite creep super fast, especially if it's heavy armor, but he is going to get that level 3. Very, very important. You got the Invul Potion as well, which he needed. And Happy creeping his Merc. He's going to get DK4 here soon, but Lich level 3 might not be acquirable.
The calm before the storm. We got a second Rax.
Oh yeah, he wants to go into mass Headhunters probably to have the anti-air that he needs. Against this army right now that Fly has, Destroyers would be insanely strong. So
yes.
Some anti-air is needed. But tier 3 is finished for Happy. He can go for the orb, maybe a mana potion. And then throw in a third hero. And then I guess it's time for the all-in.
Man, Fly seems very, very much prepared though. Farseer at the shop, gets the heal scroll. Items for Happy, not a single consumable. There's a big invul and a big heal potion, but you don't really have the gold for that. Lich not level 3. Oh, close now with the wolf.
Pit Lord. Oh, wow.
That's how I play against Orc.
So he's trusting in his ability to split against the TC. Doesn't want to have to rely on silence against the Tauren Chieftain. It's going to be very micro-intensive for Happy, but of course, we have seen what he's capable of.
Howl of Terror. There's no dispel. And the damage isn't that crazy. For Happy it is. Coil Nova, Fiend Focus. Here are the Storms though. Not getting into the greatest position. Waiting. Oh my god, he's wasting so much time. Pit Lord getting healed just a tiny bit too late with the Stomp. Otherwise, he could have prevented that coil. Destroyers up in the air with mana. How much damage are they able to do?
Happy takes out the anti-air quickly. The Headhunter is going down very fast. The Grunts in the back hardly doing any damage. The Stomps are all right, but it seems like the connection isn't quite there. The Howl of Terror doing so much damage mitigation. You can also dispel that, by the way, to get more mana on the Destroyers and also healing, of course. Kodo comes in with a Devour. Pit Lord a little bit low HP. The Kodo, if it survives, would be huge. Oh my god, one hit away. The Kodo does survive just barely. Supply elite still for the Orc. We have one more Stomp, but only one here for a little while, it seems. TC lining it up. There we go. Next Fiend should be going down. Oh, Coil comes in last second. Some Fiends, however, are stuck. Destroyer's also starting to fall. Maybe Fly can clean this up now.
With pure mass, I guess it will form the TC. Helps, of course. Fiends are starting to fall. He takes out the statue. Real nice. Ends down the Destroyer. Not too much piercing damage, or no piercing damage now anymore. Second last coil on the Destroyer. Can he survive this? Brute forcing this attack. And now there's no Dispel anymore. Stomp in the middle of everything. Wow. Coil hits faster than the Chain Lightning. But all Fiends are gone.
Next dust coming in, and I think Fly should have this one. Gets a level up on the Farseer, gets to 4, more mana for him. Mana low everywhere now. Happy has hardly anything left, but he's got the hero still standing. No TP anymore in this fight, by the way. Wolves coming in. Nice bonus damage now with the right clicks. DK in trouble, has to run, doesn't have Frost Armor. That should be the kill, trying to transfer the Invul Potion. He does, at the very last moment.
Sick fight by both of these guys. They know how to brawl, but I think for Happy, that should be it. The all-in didn't work, and Fly is able to tie up the series for the second time.
GG called, and maybe we have the winning strategy against Happy discovered. This is after it worked for Focus, also the victorious strategy for Fly, the Farseer Grunt Expo. Old school, really old school play, working out here once again.
Wonder if it works on other maps as well. There was some sick micro in that fight, man. The Devour dodges, the Ensnare dodges with Burrow on this ping. Like Happy, absolutely ridiculous. So what do we got left map-wise? We got Autumn Leaves, Last Refuge, and maybe Shallow Grave.
Yep, indeed, indeed. Seems like people are going not back to War 3 Champions, never mind. Fly is in a lobby.
Okay. Once we're in the lobby, Remo, can you cover for a minute or two? I kind of need to refill my coffee.
Sure thing, sure thing. A little bit of sugar and cream? Or are we going with black coffee today?
All black, brother. I ordered some new clothes after DreamHack, right? Because my other stuff, I think I didn't buy anything for like a year and a half or something. And then all the little delivery packages arrived and I unboxed them and I noticed I just bought all black clothes again. Like not a single colored piece once more. Stick with the guns. All black.
The last thing I bought was that shirt that I was wearing for Meisterschaft. Nice and colorful, like a bird of paradise, Neil.
It is a beautiful, beautiful shirt.
I would love to, you know, wear feathers one day as well.
What prevents you from doing that?
I'm getting confused. Seems like we are going back to War 3 Champions after all.
Okay.
Maybe for Carnival, you know? Put on some feathers in a hat. I'm gonna walk around as like a hunter. You know?
I think you should cosplay as a peacock.
It actually sounds not bad.
See?
Isn't there like an anime that's called Hunter x Hunter or something like that?
I don't know.
Weird anime expert, Neil.
Game up. You're in already? Alright. I'm right back. You have to entertain the masses yourself, Remo. You can do it.
Alright, boys. Who is ready? Dude, I keep losing track of the score here. It's 2-2 right now. 2-2, that's right. Nice even match between our players. Happy so far on his home turf on War 3 Champions has been coming out on top. Now, we're gonna go back to War 3 Champions. Last Refuge is gonna be the map. And Last Refuge, also normally not the easiest map for the orcs. They can really get bothered when it comes to creeping. Early game, normally the Blade Master, if it's Blade Master, is gonna have a pretty decent time of it. But Happy, especially on Last Refuge, I feel like he's got such a great flowchart down with creep patterns. And for Shadowhunter and TC specifically in the mid and late game, this can be pretty tough. Also, Fast Headhunters, not so popular necessarily on LR. I wonder what he's gonna do now. I think this would be a really bad map for Farseer Grunt expansion. normally with Farseer Grand Expo, you want to have that quick level 3 creep route, easy expansion. That's the case here, easy expo. But quick level 3 creep route, not so much. And also the expansion on LR really close to the opponent, so very easy to cancel. So despite how good it has been looking, Farseer Grand Expo, I don't think we're going to be seeing it here. So it should be, I believe, between Blade Master, normal play, and Farseer Headhunters this time around, and Happy certainly will be going for a Ted Fiend standard build as well. You know, I've been hoping for a long time that maybe Happy will be picking up some Crypt Lord, but still not the case. Still not the case. I think the players are in and ready to go. And we're going to hop into map number 5, which is match point. This is going to be match point for one of the two, going up to 3 maps. Of course, the fourth map will mean the win in this best of 7, and that's going to be more than $1,000 prize money. That's pretty sick, man. $1,000 for just one best of 7, and the loser also will get almost 500.
That's good money. Whether you win or lose, both get a reward here. Unlike Colorful on Saturday, who got nothing but attention and probably ridicule from the Chinese community. But alright, it's time for LR. Will we see a Blade Master once again? It's been a while, Remo. I'm up for some big red numbers.
Yeah, I could certainly see that. Farseer also an option here, but I think on this map especially, you don't really play one Grunt into Headhunters, right? Because there's not so much medium armor stuff here anyway, so that Grunt wouldn't help you so much. So, looks like a Blade Master so far. And yeah, on this map, you can stack like crazy. We got Claws plus 12, we got Quel'Thala's Boots, and we got tons of Claws early on around the natural gold mines.
Off we go. What's the choice? Blade Master it is. Classic Fly. Okay, is Happy ready for this? Will he go for damage mitigation this time? It was kind of unusual to not see early Banshees against this. Just very, very late when the game was already in his book. Then he switched because he had the resources and could basically do whatever he wanted. But yeah, that should be the counterplay.
Yeah, I think it made sense the way he did it. Like, if you're really far ahead, you don't necessarily need the damage mitigation because you're just going to blast through the Berserkers anyways. And then only having to deal with heroes is easy enough. But in an even game, if it's 50-50, those Banshees are very, very strong. Take a little while to come online, but honestly not that long. Just having 2 Banshees already is a huge benefit in a big fight around 50 or 60 supply. Happy against scouting, seeing what's going on, knows right away about this Blade Master.
Yeah, seeing the shop is already an indicator that this is no Farseer. And will Fly respect the Acolyte? He absolutely does, man. Players around the world learned the lesson of killing Happy scouts.
Yeah. Honestly, this was good time bought for Happy, by the way. This Acolyte took some time to kill. The Grunt got ensnared. This is quite a few seconds later than normal, which means the DK might be able to creep the whole camp before the Blade Master arrives to harass. Gets a ring. Bad start for Fly. But can maybe buy some circlets instead from the middle.
You know, Remo, going into this match, I was a little afraid. Because whenever you are present, Happy is not losing. It's the case in ESL Cups, or was the case in ESL Cups, was the case at DreamHack, was the case in the Colorful Showmatch. Then, yesterday, you were absent. He's losing maps to Focus, he's losing maps to Hawk, he's losing maps to Foggy. But I thought this could be another 4-0, but finally, that Remo Happy curse is broken.
I'm also glad for that one. We love to see a nice back and forth here. Hopefully this is going to turn into a full 7-map series. The winner here, of course, will be claiming match point with a 3rd point in this match. Blade Master creeping pretty passively, right? Normally on this map with the Blade, you love to go across the map and creep camps away from the undead. Happy's expecting just that, but look at the excellent scouting. He's got the sentry set up. He's got the Skelly scouting, checking out what's going on. And Fly, I guess, making the right choice here. Not going too aggressive with the creep.
Yeah, otherwise he would be jacked for sure. This is a pretty bad-ish inventory. No claws just yet, but one circlet. And against an orb later, Ring of Protection, never wrong. But in the early game, you really want that damage. Happy starts with the claw and having vision here, man. So good. Oh, is the range enough?
I was trying to stay out of Blade Master range to steal the last hit. Unbeknownst to him.
Turbo fake. Oh, close. Item stolen as well. That was another circlet.
Oh my god, the items for Happy. Circlet, Claws, Mantle, hell yeah. And here we saw also the ping in Happy's favor. We're of course on WC3 champions right now, so Happy getting these items fairly easily. And this early game certainly goes to Happy. So
yeah, remember my comment on Northern Isles that Happy's item DLC is broken? He just got a patch. It's fixed.
Absolutely. Must feel very happy with this one. Almost level 3 already. Could creep that easily at the natural with the trappers or go to the null camp for another item. Ah, this is a cool play. Look at that. The units creeping the level 3 for the DK and the Death Knight going solo harassing.
Wind of Illusion. Little too late to pull all the camps together, but still can be used to creep himself. Level 3 in 5 minutes, 10 seconds. That is ultra fast for Happy.
Fly pulls the Mercamp. The Orcs love doing this. Pull the Mercamp, creep it pretty early, pretty greedy, but with a DK here, he certainly can't afford to do this. Has to go back, creep safely. The scouting for Happy is absolutely excellent this game.
Yep. Has a warden in front of the Mercamp, has a warden at the expo, has a ward at the shop, which is of course with 3 fiends relatively easy to creep and especially to snipe only the Ogre Magi. And Happy with big consumables is always scary.
Okay, not quite the mana potion this time. It would have gotten quite crazy if this was the drop. But 1 of mana steal, also not bad. You know, every bit of mana on this DK is going to be valuable. He's got essentially like 4 coils or something right now, considering the items and the cooldown. Oh, Fly trying to go for the Mercamp.
Yep.
That's a bit risky.
Yep. He scouted this movement, so it's already a little better than Focus yesterday on Autumn Leaves, where he got creep jacked at the red spot twice because he didn't scout for Happy's movement. This illusion was pretty much designed to just scout for that, and he's moving away, but there was a lot of wasted time for Fly.
Yeah, and this is why oftentimes Orcs will be vetoing LR. If the Undead is on top of his game and is scouting very well and pressuring you, it can be really hard to creep here. We see that for Fly being the issue. Mana Stone, great item. But the Shadow Hunter leveling, again, quite slow. Happy even knows this camp is happening. But he's gonna let that one slide.
As he goes for the second consumable, Fly with the token Wyvern to add more damage and maybe go for the red spots early. Another wand of mana stealing.
I think he should keep it.
Yeah.
Imagine if he burns 200 mana in the fight.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yep. I agree. An extra coil, extra frost armor, almost a full extra Nova.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, Fly wants to snipe the big item. Pull out the Ogre Lord, surround it. We've seen that a lot. It's going to be a nice big item for him, but again, Shadow Hunter level 3 is still far away.
Okay. What does the red spot have to offer? Some damage on the blade would be quite nice, actually. Not that one. Borsong Battle Drums, you will get that, of course, with Kodos. TC coming, tier 3 unlocked. How greedy is Fly this time with an expansion? I don't think he's in a position to even think about it, but he's floating 600 gold, so I'm not really sure if he's not trying it at least.
All the grunts are super hurt. He doesn't have heal salves anymore. Happy moving across. Could take out 3 camps here quickly if he wants. If he attacks right now, this would be so dangerous for Fly.
There's no reinforced defenses either, but he wants this rock golem. But Fly is taking revenge at the 12 o'clock and goes for the same spot. Belt of Giant Strength here. Not the greatest for Happy. Fly feels like he needs a big one now. Boots, Subi Mask, Vamp Aura, Devotion Aura. Some of that.
Fluid not what he wanted. He also needs level 3. He needs that level 2 heal wave right now to heal up his units.
Yep.
Happy, of course, doesn't have the same vision we do. He doesn't know everything is hurt. He's playing it pretty passive. Level 4 DK, by the way. Super fast. Could have attacked into the main, isn't doing it. He's going for the late game. Going for the late game tech with the Banshees. And getting very good levels. After the red camp, Happy's going to be 4-3-2. And that could be the time for him to start a fight.
Yeah, Happy also keeping the wands. Invo potions only on Fly's side this far. But yeah, very, very thankful to creep spot here. Blade Master. Revealed, of course. Just to be safe, but man, the timing on this just impeccable once again. Kolnova, Blade in trouble. Invo potion dodges it, right? That was just less than an inch before the coil connects.
Helm of Valor found. Decent for the Dark Ranger. Not the greatest, though. The items here have been kind of average, for the most part, beyond the first couple for Happy on both sides, I should say. Fly lost one Invul potion, right?
Yeah.
That means he's only going to have one Invul to work with. In fact, at the moment, he has 0 Invuls.
Ooh, was it out of stock? I'm not sure. Happy is muscling up an attack, waiting for the Banshee. Going bottom right. This could be risky, but I've also seen orcs falling trapped to this thing. Okay, he's with his back against the wall. I'm forcing a TP, and then especially 1-0 versus focus. Did one of these who's trapped with whom situations here. And Happy's so fast with creeping.
It's also a few more skeletons, right? Especially from these Murlocs. Focus thinking about a creep jack. Happy is trying to make sure his reinforcements that don't get caught. He just went into upkeep. More statues, fiends, and banshees coming. Everything in queue right now. In 1 minute, all these units are going to join Happy's army. And it's going to be a sick power spike for the undead.
Fly doesn't want to fight without an invul, rightfully so. DK, not really a target. Fly also, contrary to focus, not skipping on that Orb of Lightning, and I think that is the _1 choice. Just purge, so good. Also, master training on the walkers. Fly's getting a little greedy.
Yeah, he's trying to bank in the on the late game, trying to take it to the ultra late game stage. But Happy's army is so scary right now. There's one Achilles heel in this army for Happy, the Lich. Doesn't have too much HP and doesn't have an invuln. But there's one available in the shop. Blade Master going for the statues in the back. There's the Purge, but he's also... what's it called? Cursed. Has to break through it with the Invul Potion. That's another Invul used out of the fight. And there's no new ones available at the moment.
Forced to Destroyer morph, but didn't even get the kill. Ooh. Okay.
And the Dark Ranger gets level 3. That's a big level up. What's the TC saying? 2.7. He's got the Aura, he's got the Stomp, but only level 1 Stomp. The level's very, very clearly in Happy's favor.
And here comes the big push. 60 supply undead with good mana, good levels, good everything. Buys another potion to be safe from a nuke, but can you be safe from this? I'm not too sure. Stalling more time, probably waiting for another invul. Doesn't even have the gold for it at the moment.
Happy swinging around, looking for the better position. Blade Master would love to snipe one more of those statues. Without Invul Potion, though, is a bit dangerous.
Here's the resource now. It's stolen, though, by the Dark Ranger.
One more camp is left. It's the turtle up in the north. Blade Master shows himself.
Happy got so much of this map. Okay, but Fly really, he has this one rule: don't fight without an Invul Potion.
I think Happy would love to get creep dragged right here. He's in a decent position. He can fall back in 2 directions, either to the main or even into the corner. He's got Skellies at the ready. 66 supply. Slight lead for Happy. And he gets the big item as well. Didn't quite see what it was, but here we go. Fly going in, going for the statue right away. Gets morphed and saved. TC running in, looking for the big stomp. Boros being used right away. We do have Spirit Link now as well, but that can be dispelled partly. The focus fire on the grunts, they go down quite quickly. Big stomp into the backline, but still only level 1. Trying to take out more destroyers. One was killed, the other one might be surviving. No, that one goes down as well. No destroyers left for Happy.
Here's another one, though. Might be focused soon. The flute helping now, of course, if he is attacking the air unit thanks to the orb. Fly is exposed now with the berserkers. It is one falling after the next. Man, this looked even for such a long time, but now it's all Happy again.
So much mana on the DK still left. Those wands of mana stealing really making a big difference. So much mana burned. TC couldn't use too many of those stomps. The dust was there. Some fiends are going down, but still a big supply lead for Happy. Blade Master damage is not looking bad, but now has to evacuate. One more destroyer was killed. Fly did a great job focusing these destroyers, but Happy still has a big ground army left.
And no expansion on the back of this. There was another skeleton eaten, so it's more Nova. All the Wand of Mana stealing used, by the way, to prevent quite a bit of healing and focus fire, I guess. That fiend will come back, or will it? Heal wave committed, but with Coil Nova, you can take this out again. Can he finally get that kill? Yep, with another reveal, but that was the last one. Level 4 for the Shadow Hunter. Blade Master, a little bit of trouble, but he kept that potion. 17 supply lead, though.
And so many skellies still that the Lich can eat. He's going to be full mana again soon. Status, of course, still regenning. Happy falls back. I'm not sure if there's some creeps left up there. Maybe some small ones. The big one is already gone. He got the ring. This DK is super tanky, by the way.
Yeah.
With the ring, the evasion, the belt. Creeps are all gone. And yeah, like you said earlier, again, he's skipping Death Pact. I think with this Death Knight, especially understandable.
I agree. Doesn't really need that. Still has an Invo Potion if you want to transfer stuff. So, is it a Hail? Okay, doesn't have a Tiny Greater. I thought, is it a Hail Mary play to expand? But not really. Long distance mining once more. Oh, Fly, you're in trouble.
Happy again playing it safe. Not going too ham. Doesn't want to give away the lead. Little by little. Get further and further ahead. The army for Happy still super strong. No destroyers at the moment, but here we go. One more morphed. And one is kind of enough to deal with Spirit Link. TC running in. Does he break out of the silence with the Invo Potion? No, not doing it yet. The Walker taken out right away. Can't use the disenchant here. And now there's no dust anymore. And so much harder to kill these fiends.
Oh, he could send something to the lab, maybe. But I don't think he has the presence of mind here. Headhunters again in focus fire, and whenever they're in focus fire, they die so quickly. 153 crit, okay, not too bad, but for level 2 crit, it's also not that good. Destroyer untouched in the air, takes care of the Spirit Link. Level 4 for the Dark Ranger, for once not a significant level up. Fly anticipating that Coil Nova, but it's just not enough against level 3 Coil at level 2 Nova. GG. Happy wins map number 5, and that means match points.
Strong hero levels in the late game deciding it as so often. If it's two great players meeting on even skill, oftentimes it is the heroes, their levels, and their mana and damage and stuff to decide the late game. And Happy here with a good early game, got ahead with the levels, and never got let go, I should say, of that lead.
Never gonna give you up, for sure. Tough spot for Fly now. The servers will keep on changing. So we had the 2 Netty server thingies, that is the 1 server advantage in the beginning of the series. So we should go back to Netties now for the last time. Fly again, holding his ground, but there's a little bit missing.
Still has what it takes to claim this one. Autumn Leaves, right? Should still be in there. And either AZ or Shallow Grave.
Turtle Rock?
Oh, Turtle Rock. That would be a fun one. I'm sure Happy would be very glad to play that one. He loves that map. I hope it's Shallow Grave. I think it became so obvious how boring of a map AZ is ever since we got Shallow Grave.
Oh yeah, and if only we could get Shattered Exile into the pools as well, you know.
If only. You know, there's a new mapping contest going on right now in the Hive Workshop. And soon, I think like in 2 weeks or something, or in 1 week, soon anyways, there's going to be a tournament, which I'm going to be casting with the new maps.
Oh, I like that. Is there a favorite map of yours that people should have their eyes on?
Not really, no. I go into this very much impartial.
So you didn't prepare yet?
I mean, I saw some of them, you know.
Ah, okay. There we go. The invite has been thrown. And this is match points. On Autumn Leaves, indeed. Man, Focus had such a great game here. Until he threw it all away. By getting creepjacked twice at red spots. Which is very dangerous on this map, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Those wolves and rock golem do a good amount of damage. This is normally a map where we see a lot of Farseer headhunters, right? You can creep in the middle very well. You can get level 3 pretty fast, pretty reliably. And you mentioned it already, the red camp's way, way easier to do with a headhunter army than the normal Grunt Raider army.
The game starts without further ado. No breaks for these guys. We're battling for 2 hours already. And they keep on. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Fly, is he going back to Farseer? Is it Blade once again? I've seen Focus here with such an insanely fast Farseer 3. I would almost suggest trying the FS once again.
Yeah, I also think so. I think the Farseer headhunter play really strong on this map. Maybe even could be played very aggressively, because this could be coming in as a big surprise. The super aggro Farseer play hasn't been done at all yet this series, although, as you mentioned, it can also be very good to play passively because of how fast you can get that level.
Okay then. Off we go. Match points happy, 1 map away from $1,000. Quite a nice budget for the Emperor in the past weeks, right? 50,000 from ESL and DreamHack, plus the Open Cups, of course. 1,800 from the Showmatch on Saturday. 1,200 from the Showmatch yesterday. 500 from the Emperor's Challenge yesterday. Maybe 1,000 here.
Not bad.
How do you keep all this ice cream cold?
He's gonna need to buy a freezer.
Big one.
New freezer! Oh my god, dude.
What? No, God.
Do you know that song from Kendrick and Rich the Kid?
No.
New freezer!
No, I don't.
Gonna have to send you a link later. That's what he's gonna be listening to all holiday season. Yeah, Happy is doing a great job. He's rewarding himself quite nicely towards the end of the year, towards Christmas. You know, below his tree, he's got a nice little row of presents for himself.
For sure. All right, Farseer it is. Our prediction was right, and he is going right into Headhunters this time.
Ah, not even one single... Ah, there's Grunt. Okay, 1 Grunt, yeah. That helps a lot on this map as well. Against all these trolls, the trappers and the berserkers. The normal damage. We have Happy scouting with the Aka. He sees early. Okay. It's going to be Headhunters this time. He saw the War Mill, I'm pretty sure. So that means he's going to be creeping just a little bit slower than we saw in DreamHack, where he was always creeping with that Acolyte.
You adopted this, right? Against Mixtape?
Yeah, I've been experimenting a bit with it. It does feel really bad, though, when you're expecting the Farseer, and then it's not a Farseer, it's a Blade Master, and you haven't known because you weren't scouting, so...
Yeah, people figured you out. They prepared for you.
Sag.
So once again, this 1 Grunt into Headhunters. And Happy is creeping this, of course, with dual coil into Rod as fast as one can. Again, drawing attention with this Acolyte. Oh, is he stealing this? No, right? No.
Should certainly not be allowed, and will not. A bit more experience to the Farseer. And I think Happy should also have been able to see that the Farseer was going over to the shop, as the vision of the Acolyte lingers a bit when it dies. Happy going also to the shop himself.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the norm. This is the old Autumn Leaves, by the way. We have to mention this as we play this on NetEase.
No, this is a new one.
Oh, true. Yesterday they hosted the old one. True. The pawns are here. The orange camp's here. Interesting. Happy was creeping a lot more aggressive on the new version than he was on the old. Okay, just the shop so far.
Fly creeping the green camp right here. I don't think that's level 3 though, is it? Nope, not quite. Happy has to micro pretty heavily to be able to creep this camp, just with a couple of skellies. Another fiend that he added in, but he does get it. Some damage on the Death Knight. Ring, circlet. Not exactly the best, but those rings on the DK do help, actually.
True. But Fly did his homework, noticeable here. He was checking for the consumable spot on the right-hand side, which Happy crept very early on in the last show matches. That would have been a sick creep jack, but doesn't find him there. Doesn't find him in the middle, so he knows Happy is on the upper left-hand side and steals his natural away.
Gonna be level 3 for him, also level 3 for Happy. Wand of Lightning Shield. Actually pretty nice right now for creeping. Doesn't have skellies anymore. Oh, look at that. And it's gonna be almost level 3 for Happy if he takes the rest of the green. But low mana, DK, low HP. Doesn't seem like he can really be too aggressive with the Dark Ranger.
Yeah, Fly is almost pulling back as well. There's nothing in the middle to get the Dark Ranger even. So I wonder if this is a Lich. No, shouldn't be.
Fly definitely looking to be quite respectful here of Happy. Against pretty much everybody else who would probably try to snipe these items in the middle. But not against the Emperor. One headhunter goes down.
Denied.
But nice deny. And one headhunter lost. That's still totally fine.
Totally fine, Remo. He prioritizes the tier 3 tech over the second hero.
Oh, wow, the red camp.
No.
Before TC is going for the red camp. Wow, that's crazy. But Happy somehow has the read.
Oh.
Somehow has the read and won't allow it.
It feels like he's one of these helicopter parents when it comes to red spots on autumn leaves. He's always there to protect them from hungry orcs.
And he's going for Lich second. No Dark Ranger this time. I'm still not sure what he bases this choice on.
I guess if he
go
can't go for tempo play right away at the beginning of tier 2, he goes for a Lich. Like similar to how you go Keeper in Night Elf Mirror sometimes over Naga.
Yeah, definitely could be. DK with a nice snipe here.
Oh.
These consumables, as mentioned earlier, make a big difference. The TC will need some good protection, especially through invul potions. On this map, at least, there's 2 shops, so it's going to be a lot easier for the TC to get that. Again, heavy Farseer creeping, right? I wonder if that's the perfect mid-game. Because this Farseer level 4 and 5 hasn't always looked so insane. But a big item now, and level 4 for the Farseer. Pretty much Book of the Dead. Probably not best.
There might be a timing for this, especially when you go rogue with the Farseer, but he keeps it on the TC. He can creep the lab with it, or he could harass with the Farseer, use Wolves, plus Chain Lightning, plus Book of the Dead. Because Destroyer upgrade is still a little further away, but he uses it rather defensively to creep this lab.
Yeah, both camps here going to Fly is very nice for him. If he now gets one of the red camps as well, seems like he will have come out on top in the creeping game. Farseer still sticking around and soaking up the experience. That's perhaps not ideal. This TC would love to be level 3. Got the Rune Bracers, by the way, and bonus health. Good tankiness items for this Torn Chieftain.
Love the Rune Braces. Second time as well. In this series, what's next? Is it... Oh, Happy Scout again. The moment Fly is approaching the red spot, he's there. But I guess this time, Happy won't jump on it, but rather take the time to go for the right-hand side, where there's still 2 camps available.
Absolutely. Lich gonna get closer to 3. But yeah, Fly certainly has the clear experience lead. Clean creep as well off this red camp. Again, the battle drums. It's like the 3rd or 4th time he's getting that.
Cursed!
Oh, and Happy gets a Scroll of the Beast. That could be really sick as well. There's going to be no Dispel on the Orc side, of course.
Yeah. Also, the timing of that is quite interesting. Some orcs go for a rather early walker play, but usually only when you have an expansion. Otherwise, it's just too expensive on one base. Let's see what Happy gets here.
Adds in the Dark Ranger third, of course, but we're not going to have any skellies. It's going to be silence on level 1. Normally. As Happy grabs the red camp.
Is he though?
Khadga's pipe could be a game-winning item.
Okay. He is getting the granite. Claws plus 12, also not too shabby. Here's the Jack by Fly, though. Goes for the statues immediately. Nova is ready, but only level 1. He doesn't have the level 2 Nova unlocked. That stomp was glorious. Had to go for the Invo Potion. Town Portal out, level 3 on the Lich. And not too many casualties for Happy, but the statue on the way out.
Yes, both statues lost, so Happy can't even heal right now. I would say that's a trade favoring Fly. Continuing to creep a bit in the south. There's still some smaller-ish camps remaining. But the Shadowhunter won't be part of this creep expedition, so the Shadowhunter again is going to be underleveled.
Okay, this could have been worse. We've seen this worse. But yeah, you're 100% right. Next statue has to be produced. Supply is still even natural, still there. What's missing is, again, a Shadowhunter. Feels really late, but so far he's doing a good job. And you know what's lining up nicely? Shadowhunter spawn into Tiny Great Hall.
Yeah, seems like that's going to be the plan indeed. He's going to clear out the expansion right here. Then we're going to have the win condition for Fly right away. And Happy, he could attack, but it's not a super strong timing for him. Only 50 supply for him. And no upgrades. And no destroyers yet.
Also, the level's not overwhelming. Very close to Black Arrow. Very close to Aura 2. He's
1,000 gold plus for Fly.
Yeah, but
Gonna buy a heal scroll now. Oh, he's getting caught with a Farseer. Uh-oh.
whoopsie. Too late for a staff. Can he save him? Somehow. Is it a TP? It is. Can't dodge the coil. Happy is so expecting an expansion. But it's not what's happening. At least not yet.
Oh,
Fly is breaking
didn't
up.
resummon the wolves. That's level 2 on the Dark Ranger. Fly.
Couple of mistakes here. And still no Tiny. Just more army.
Happy not even in upkeep yet. 50 supply for the Russian. He's going for some upgrades. He's got heal scroll, invo potion, but also that scroll of the beast. If Happy can make use of that item and keep the fiends alive, this could make up for the supply deficit.
Important moments here. Heal scroll, heal pot. No invo potion on the TC. Nothing to save the Shadowhunter. Except the level 1 heal wave. Is he willing to engage with the supply lead? Trying to bait something here? As it was the silence once again. Okay, Scroll of the Beast. It is Lich plus 36 damage.
Ghoul's taken out quickly, but now the TC healing up in the bag. No stomp coming in yet. We talked about it earlier. That invo potion missing. The TC simply couldn't get in. Nova comes in as well. Gets one more kill. DK level 4, the level 2 aura now. A good help.
Okay. Deals with the wolves. The TC is blocked behind his own unit, similar to Focus. Okay, finds his way into this now. But again, silence. Coil Nova. Go away, TC. Swats him like a fly. Literally. And these Kodo, they are falling and the damage is disappearing.
He needs to heal quickly. He's at the shop. He's going for heal salves. Needs potions as well. The DK super low HP, but the Shadowhunter getting caught, silenced. And the Shadowhunter will fall. The Farsi, the only hero in the battle right now.
And Happy is about to win the second map on Netties against Fly, which would be the end. Farseer again with the Chain Lightning. He has lots of that. Wolves level 3 unlocked. Shadowhunter, of course, only level 1. Not the biggest deal, but he's severely missing this hero. If he couldn't get a single effective stomp out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's again all because of the invo potions. Lots of Berserkers still remaining. Only, however, 1-0 upgraded. 1-0 also on Happy. Sticking next to the statue for the region. Mana low on all of Happy's heroes. Okay. The TC full mana. This time maybe he can come in to connect. Invo potion. He needs that invo potion.
Might be forced into it right away. Might also go for a staff. No, goes the long way home. Happy could intercept. Not willing to. Whew. Quite a banger of a
That
series,
fight.
I must say.
That fight definitely going to Happy, but before that, Fly had the lead, so now we're kind of even.
Oh man, we take a look at the total value, and it is pretty dead even. Especially with the gold calculated into this as well. What's next, Fly?
He's almost got 600 gold. Could go for the Tiny if he wants, but that would be a bit greedy. He knows Happy could be striking any moment. Once again, he's scouting with the Invis Wolves. Happy again going for a Shade to have that detection. And breaking into upkeep. More Fiends, more statues. Some mana potions also could be on the agenda.
You know what we haven't seen at all from Fly, and what Fly's former opponent in the World Cyber Arena Grand Final, Mr. Yaws, is suggesting here? How about an Invis TC? We haven't seen a single Invis potion this series.
Yeah, true. Maybe that could be the way for him to finally get that connection that he so desperately needs. However, now we do have a Shade, so that one would also be seeing that.
True.
And the Shade is looking for an expansion. And there's a sentry here that Happy doesn't know about, so this Shade is gonna get caught.
Bye-bye. I mean, it's not the most expensive unit in the game, right? Can't just do it again. 75 gold, off we go. Fly is sitting on his natural expansion, long distance mining, 700 gold. Is it time for the Tiny? Finally! Heal scroll and one invul. Should he go to the shops more, risk a little bit, move out on the map a little more to make sure to get these invul potions?
Yeah, I think now that he has one on the TC, that's kind of enough, maybe? Because the Shadowhunter, if positioned well, should be able to save himself with a speed scroll. Speaking of which, I would love to see more speed scrolls. He only has one.
Too expensive, Remo, you know
Too
it.
expensive,
They
right?
aren't affordable in this day and age anymore. Oh, you know how it is. Fly sees Happy coming. There's not much to attack here, as there was still no Tiny Great Hall.
And now Fly finally pumping, going into upkeep. 61 versus 65. The big fight about to break out.
Next to a shop. Heal scroll, heal potion, invul. That's what he got. Double claw on the Lich. Invul potion on him as well. Very, very tanky DK again. Alta falling. Speed scroll into the Shadowhunter. Mighty exposed. Oh, should be able to save himself. You said it. But he was blocked by his own units and bites the dust again. Can he get a revenge kill? Oh my god. It's all hero focus again.
Oh.
These rings are soaking up so much damage. Is it enough? Little toothpick. Oh, the wolf. The wolf. It's not waking up.
Oh my god, the wolf almost got him. The frost armor protects him. 11 HP there on the DK. Super stressful. Statues need to heal. Happy. Trying to fall back. The Dark Ranger super low as well. Invul potion transfer. Dark Ranger last second.
Oh my god, what a game. TC still has mana though, looking for the next connection. Here we go, epicenter, but he's in focus. He still has both potions. That means he can also break through the silence, but now for the first time he has no mana anymore. Fiends are falling rapidly. Fly a little down in supply, but that's about to change very soon. Oh!
Farseer far front. Oh my god, the DK.
But everything
HP
else
this time survives. Dark Ranger Lich. Everything's about to fall.
can't get a connection.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Me. Whew. That was so close. Look at the heroes for Happy. Jesus
He
Christ.
lives, and he has the supply lead. Unbelievable fight
Oh my
on
God.
both sides.
Look at that Ultra of Storms. It survived with 30 HP. That's why the Shadowhunter can get revived right now. Happy committed hard for that hero kill. He got it, but it almost cost him the DK, and that probably would have cost him the game. But nice recovery, good saves. The statues there, the life savers.
I gotta admit, I thought this would be, at best, a 4-1. And Fly you know, we haven't seen him in so long. I thought maybe he's a little washed and focuses on streaming, tournament organizing, 4-on-4 whatsoever. He proves me so wrong, and I apologize to the great Fly.
I mean, there was reason to believe that. The last couple of showings from him weren't the best, but he's looking really good here today. The last little creep on the map just gave the Dark Ranger level 3. That is actually a huge level up against these Headhunters, of which, of course, we have so many 2-attack upgrades on them. No armor upgrades on these Berserkers. They could die pretty easily, as Happy even adds in an A-bomb in this late game.
Wow.
But needs some Disease Cloud as well, I guess.
That is quite expensive in lumber. Doesn't have that at the moment. Supply is once again even. Long distance mining by Fly again. Scouting everywhere. On the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. But I think we're gonna meet in the middle. 20-minute fight until the end, or will they mine out?
Well, the Raiders trying to catch those destroyers. Would love to pull him into the army. We've seen that before. Oh, Kolnova on the TC right away. Doesn't care about those rune bracers. Maybe he should.
There's not much mana on the Lich anymore. It's one Nova or a couple of Frost Armors. Both not too impressive.
And Snare flies. TC coming in for the connection. Berserk activated. So much damage from these Headhunters. Shadowhunter in trouble again. He's too far forward once more. Oh, the heal wave! At the very last moment, the Shadowhunter saves himself just barely. And the stomp is crazy. Heal scroll coming in, Fiend's in trouble, the TC looking for the big connections.
Oh my god, he needs another Epicenter Stomp and he gets it, trades Fiends for Raiders. That's a trade you take every single day. How long can he stay in this fight with a low mana Lich? He doesn't have the Coil Nova opportunity, maybe one Hail Mary, but the damage on the Fiend is just surreal. The supply plummets. Level 4, okay, that gives him an opportunity to eat the skeletons. Coil, that was the last one.
The damage of this Orc army is so huge now in this high supply. Berserker is looking for the chase. Happy running away. We have a big supply lead now for Fly. Lich might be getting caught. The army doesn't quite have the aura of the DK at the moment. Trying to catch up. The Farseer has the Chain Lightning.
Decides to go for Wolves. Wants the first hero close to level 5. Can he block, stomp, kill? Here's the block. Oh my god. Looking good, but not good enough. Frost Armor is in.
Oh my goodness. Second coil. DK close to level 5 now, by the way.
Hex!
Oh. That could be the end. The TC has the Stomp ready. Now! Oh, the silence! Oh, the DK! Oh, finally goes down.
Oh my god.
And that might be it.
This must be the Equalizer again. Fly strikes back, Hex and Snare, Chain Lightning, no income anymore, level 6, wow. GG! And what a game this was. Probably the best of this incredible series.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the highlight so far of this best of 7. Fly performing and scoring when it counts most. Great back and forth. Crazy hero focus moments here as well. Dude, those rune bracers. Those rune bracers kind of saved in the game.
Yes. Okay, if we go according to what we know, the next and last match will be played on War 3 Champions. As the first two were played on NetEase. That is, of course, quite an advantage for Happy. But in total, we will have 4 maps on NetEase and 3 on W3C.
Did we have 4 already on NetEase?
Yes, we had the first 2.
Ah, okay.
Then 4 and 6.
All right, very important for Happy that he was able to win some of those games on NetEase. And yeah, now he's going to have home turf advantage again. We still don't quite know the map. Should be AZ or Shallowgrave.
Yes. Or the odd one out in Turtle Rock. Depending on what map pool they follow. These past 4 days, Remo. What a pure joy.
Yeah, we've had some amazing Warcraft action. And that's just going to continue tomorrow, by the way. When the TED Cup is starting, the TED Cup qualifier, in fact, is happening today. The groups are going to be revealed probably at some later point today or maybe tomorrow.
Oh,
and then we're going to have TED Cup.
They should reveal it today when it's starting tomorrow. Do you have a game name already?
Yeah, with 3.
Okay, I tried and didn't work. Ah. Okay, I'm it. Cool.
And the map is going to be Shallow Grave, it seems. No AZ. Shallow Grave, also a map where Happy met against Focus at DreamHack, where he may have had the sickest performance, because there he didn't get a lead in the early game, but then went completely Super Saiyan mode in the late game.
So sick. Oh man. Have we seen this versus Focus? No, we didn't. But of course, with all the preparation going into DreamHack, Happy well aware of this map for Fly. He played it, I guess, a bit during DreamHack Winter, but that's about it. Wonder how familiar he is with this.
Yeah, true. A lot of the Chinese competitions don't have this map added yet. I think TED Cup doesn't have it, if I'm right. But yeah, we'll see. Fly, taking a moment here. Splash a bit of water in your face. This is still very much a possibility. Of course, playing now with a 100 ping deficit is not perfect, especially against Happy, the micro monster himself. But it is doable. One map for $500 right now.
I want to remind you that Happy has not lost the best of 5 on this patch. Obviously also no best of 7. I don't think he played a best of 7 on this patch. That would... Oh, maybe... yeah, he did against... No, that was a best of 9 against Foggy, right? So... yeah, winning a best of 7 even harder than a best of 5. Damn. All respect in the world to Fly for taking this to game 7.
Yeah. And if Fly loses here, does that mean that we're gonna have to bring out Lin? That would be the next step.
Well. Oh, Happy didn't play a best of 7. Yeah, there's a few challenges left. Lin, 1-0. Moon again to, you know, get some redemption, maybe.
Maybe Hitman. We didn't quite have that encounter at DreamHack.
Well,
you want to say he wouldn't be showing up?
it is a possibility. Dude, Happy in best of 5s is 49-0.
Wait, all the way back to like 2016?
No, in just this patch.
He played so many best of 5s. Oh, wow.
Well, ESL Cups. Every single one.
True. And DreamHack playoffs.
Yep. Oh man, I'm kind of excited about this one. I was pretty excited about the Colorful series as well, and then oh boy, was that a bummer. Focus, I was really excited to see him play and to see his improvement compared to DreamHack. But here, this feels like a really important deal.
Yeah, Happy. He's really been getting challenged these last couple of days. No longer clean sheet. No longer unbeatable. The best challengers in the world are really putting up a fight. And we're about to be ready. Fly asked for a minute here to get ready. Long series, of course, right? Like, we're 2.5 hours in.
Yeah, exactly. Pure in-game time, 2 hours, 15 minutes. Maybe 2 hours, 10 minutes or something, but... yeah. Fly, the old man. Still able to do it. 35, I think, by now.
And still looking fresh as a daisy.
Oh yeah. He will be competing in the team league alongside 120 and Colorful. That is probably the team to challenge Happy Lynn and Lawlight.
Absolutely. Those are the standout competitors. How sick is it going to be to see Happy Lynn and Lawlight in one team, by the way? It's, of course, the Warcraft Champions League that's starting on the 23rd of December. And we're going to cover that, obviously, here on Back to Warcraft.
Except the 24th and 25th, we don't have a solution to that yet. I don't think there is one, to be honest. But we will do replay casts of that then.
I think we're going to have to let that one slide. That was... I think my mom's going to rip my head off if I'm not home at Christmas. Sorry, boys.
Well, you could cast on the 24th and then travel home.
Well...
Where's your passion, Remo? Come on, where's the dedication?
I'm sorry, boys. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
We have a game. We have the last game of the day. The best of 7 goes full distance. Who's gonna take home the $1,000 and who has to dry his tears with only 500? Fly versus Happy on War 3 champion Shallow Grave. Let's go.
Alrighty. What are we going to be seeing here? It seems like Farseer Headhunters almost always played on this map, right? We've been seeing a healthy mix between Blade and Farseer in general, but I don't think I've seen a single Blade Master yet. So I would be expecting a Farseer this time around. Wait, has Happy now lost a game against a Blade Master?
Not against Focus. That was all Farseer. And here... he won the first one, and he won Last Refuge. So no.
Blade Master perhaps not the way to go against Happy at the moment. It is the Farseer, it is the one grunt into Headhunter build, and it's going to come down a lot to creeping. A fast creep route, a quick level up to 2 and 3, absolutely crucial. And on this map, one can start with a lightning shield creep for fast creeping.
Except Moon. He just...
Okay, bro.
No, of course you can. Even with Blade Master it should be possible, but yeah, Farseer, Grunt, Wolf, relatively easy to do. Same with Coil and Skeletons, so we'll see that here. Happy has done this probably a million times by now. And does it perfectly. And Fly on the other side, same trick. Looks good.
Takes the purge with the Acolyte, which is really cool. That means that the skeletons are not getting purged, and that's about as clean of a creep as one can do. And does that just as fast as the Farseer across the map. Nicely done. Gloves of Haste. Decent item for both, I guess. And now how do we move on to level 2 and 3?
Yeah. Happy should go, I think, is it green? He's farming these camps in quick succession. But Fly seems to be of the same opinion. Turtles, of course, medium armor, easy to take out with Grunt and Wolves. Same goes for Happy and all his skeletons. And once again, or for once, he is creeping with the Acolyte.
Yeah, I think on this map it makes sense. It just seems like this is simply not a Blade Master map. Until perhaps somebody discovers something new.
Ooh,
oh,
Farseer.
Farseer comes in. Could easily steal the last hit right here. If he wants to commit the zap. Oh, greedy. He tried to get it with the right click, trying to retain the mana. That could come to bite him later. We'll see.
Yeah. Level 2.3, I think this is. 2-2. Tame-ish early game, of course. That's due to the map being very, very big. Oh, he's getting him trapped here. Coil. Wait, who got it?
Happy got the last hit, but he's stuck. He's gonna have to TP out, maybe.
Shades of
not
Tide
quite stuck.
Hunters. And now,
The Farseer!
who's stuck? Who's stuck?
with
Remo?
who? That's right.
Oh no! Can he fight out? The wolves open up the way. Critical moments in this early game. DK had a redo potion.
Yeah, he's swinging around.
Oh,
Fly saw him coming with the sentries. Replenish cancelled. Good movement by Fly.
Good scouting indeed. He was right below the coil kill threshold. Wild ride already.
Yeah.
But then
Stressful. Sweaty palms for both here in this early game.
knees
In
weak,
the end,
arms are heavy.
absolutely. Who comes out on top here is hard to say. But the Farseer is about to be level 3. And if he had used that Chain Lightning earlier, that would have been the level 3.
Grunt.
Almost going down, but not quite.
That's a lot of headhunters.
Level 3 for the Farseer. This feels like a Dark Ranger game. Yeah, there she is. Want to stay out on the map, want to keep creeping. Especially the small greens in the middle. Easy to creep, easy to make skeletons from.
These guys are right at each other's throat from pretty much minute 3 on. One headhunter should be allowed trying to deny, but a little premature.
It was a great movement by Happy as well. He was blocking the headhunter and sidestepping it with the Dark Ranger at the same time. Gets 1 kill, but only 1 headhunter going down. It's not the end of the world.
Farming the skeletons a little more. Happy, of course, tried to cancel the healing. And he's farming the wolves, but yeah, not close to 3. Fly, in the meantime, putting on some damage on the Dark Ranger, and I wonder if that's the roadblock for her already, as there's no coil nearby, statues are not nearby, he has to play a little more defensive, I guess.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to go for the green right there. Could have been an easy steal, but now gonna fall back. Gonna go for the bigger camp. Gonna take some damage here. These statues definitely gonna be very needed. Fly heading south, but a bit too late to do anything about the big creep. Oh, and that's a Sobi mask. Sick item for Happy.
There's no catch in Fly's army. Thank you, Just Ross, for the 41-month resub. But yeah, steals the remainders of the camp. Couldn't do much damage. Happy's retreat very much in time. It is, again, the TC with Aura first. Walker. And it's not an expansion, as he takes to tier 3.
Oh, Fly is trying to steal the Mercamp away. Happy had again the Star Sense, scouting for it.
He's too far
I
away.
think he's just too low HP
Yeah.
and too far away to do anything about it.
Statue is only coming in now. Dark Ranger, oh man, he's playing on the edge, of course. And Fly identifying this real well. Potion of Greater Mana.
Here we go. That's a great item for him. TC will need to level up quickly here. He's going to get level 2 already. That's good. If he takes out the Trapper. Nope. Going to fall back. Very valuable camps on this map are also the middle labs. Big consumables right there.
Happy didn't lose a single best of 5 or more series this entire patch. I think the last one was in March versus Foggy. Could be the first one in 9 months that he's losing. Book of the Dead can be put to good use if he uses this before destroyers, otherwise just feeds them. Scourge, Bone Chimes immediately sold. But what is Fly doing? Creepjack.
Alright, can catch a statue in the back pretty easily. Happy with a TP out right away. Doesn't want to try to take a fight here at all. And actually saves all of his units. As his tier 3 is about to finish, he knows Berserkers were about to be ready as well. Actually still taking a little bit longer. And we're still splitting the map. Both should be getting 1 red camp.
Alright. Nobody seems to be ultra aggressive right now. We're just warming up for that big typhoon that's the late game. Oh, Happy goes for the lab, I guess. Nice 4 units around. And what's the item now? Cut Gas Pipe. For the heroes alone, very, very good. Will he add something to the mix like walkers later? That would be incredible, but doubtful.
If he gets a big healing or big invo potion here on the TC, that would be perfect. Some protection on the TC. He's get mana potion. Okay. So lots of mana, but again, the protection on the TC missing. No bonus armor, no bonus health, no invuln. Fly needs to make sure he's gonna cover that weakness.
Yeah. 100%.
Forces are under attack.
No stomps, no W. No $1,000. Invo Potion is on the Dark Ranger, who made it to level 3. So, very big minions now. The big calm before the storm.
Big item for Happy. Wand of the Wind is sick against the TC. So much disable now against this cow.
Tiny!
Oh my god. Happy's right there. He's right around the corner. Fly doesn't have an Invo Potion to take a big fight.
Okay. How is this supposed to work? 50 versus 50, but 600 gold invested into an item. Silence again, he's blocking himself. Shades of Focus at DreamHack again, but moves careful into the back. It's a trade of Fiend versus Raider.
Silence might be on cooldown right now, but Happy knows he has the Wand of the Wind for when the TC comes in the next time. This is such a hard fight for Fly to take. Against the Wand, with no invuln, how's he supposed to do this?
Oh, going in. Here's the Cyclone. And the Dark Ranger, of course, looking good. Happy breaks upkeep. He wants this fight so bad. One of the Wind is gone after this one. But yeah, this TC didn't connect once.
Kodo B super hurt as well. The DK still with so much mana left. But now the Stomp is going to come in. One Burrow saves one Fiend. The TC still low HP. Burrows being used everywhere.
Crystal Ball.
There is a Dust.
There's a
and
crystal ball. Yep. Okay, but is there a way to keep this TC in the fight? Raider down, big stomp once more, 2 Fiends in the menu. Needs some healing, trying to go for the hero focus. This is probably the deciding fight of this entire series. Stomp right before the coil connects.
Coil comes in one more time. TC still super hurt. One more Fiend is going to go down. 50 supply versus 50 pretty much.
Fly.
Lich gets a level 2. Big level up there as well. And level 4 on the DK. Ghouls coming in. The Kodo goes down. That's a huge loss.
Oh. Ghouls are in, focus, they soak up the damage, so does the TC, who doesn't make it to level 4. Oh, but he catches the Destroyer, that one's gone in no time.
Pulls it in with the Ensnare. Destroyer lost, but the hero's still hurt. TC too low to re-engage into the fight. Peons have been mining for a bit, but now are going to get slaughtered. There's going to be more Skellies for Happy, who's close to level 4 on the Dark Ranger as well.
This series is so great. Dark Ranger almost no mana. Fly is engaging again. Happy doesn't have a TP. If he's getting in one bad position, he might lose the series. No silence, of course.
TC coming in, looking for the big stomp, but great splits by Happy. Doesn't allow that big stomp. The TC's looking. Where's the stomp? There it is, but again, it didn't hit too well. Statue almost taken out, morphed last second and saved with the coil. DK far forward now. He might be in trouble. Has the Invo Potion though. There's the stomp. That's what he was looking for. Finally, he connects. But the army, not that big anymore for 5.
So many skeletons! They have extra damage against the entire backline. Once more, Destroyer needs to be taken out. Stomp is massive, but so, like, Happy just killed 10, 12, 15 supply in the matter of seconds. Finally using the Crystal Ball again. That's one kill. That's 2 kills. But he has to wait until these skeletons expire finally.
TC in the middle, trying to maybe line up a stomp, but he doesn't have the mana at the moment. Has to wait for the passive reach and has, of course, the aura to make use of as well. Crystal Ball used, no Fiend kills there. Supply still dead even.
But
Fly falling back. So many things, very hurt.
If Happy doesn't break this, the Expo's running. And on 2 bases, how is he supposed to do this? Oh, surround! As I said, no TP anymore, trying to free himself with the Invo Potion, almost trapping that Farseer who had the TP. Dust settles, even supply, but 2 base, 1 base.
Still very tense. More mana is regenerating on the Orc heroes, especially with that Khadgar's. The Zoe Mask also for the DK has been sick. So many coils that he was able to use. Even the Ring of Regen is a nice help. Oh, and through the Peon, the Lich gets level 3. Low mana, but 1 Nova might be there.
Statues are working overtime. Fly dodging the fight here, luring Happy away. Skeletons again, freshly squeezed out of these peons. Close to level 5 Farseer. There's so much more mana still. He's going for the throat. He's going for the DK, but was there a silence? He didn't connect with the Stomp.
Did use it there in time. Also, the Destroyer was getting morphed against the Hex. If it was to come in, the Shadowhunter is so damn close to level 3. Fly trying to buy time, trying to run away. He wants these Skellies to expire. But there's a green camp. That's more Skellies. And the Berserker getting caught. A bit of a miss rally. 1 more kill for Happy.
I thought for a second he wanted to go to the shop for an invul. Maybe not the presence of mind, maybe not the resources, but that shop is now opened up for Happy. And he has 800 gold. Super low wood, because he used all the ghouls, of course, in the fight. But he's getting caught. Statue, down, stomp on all 3 heroes.
There was a big connection going with the Hex as well against the DK. Dark Ranger low HP, Lich in trouble as well. Happy has to split. Not splitting, the Lich in trouble might be going down. Yes! Happy with a mistake. The DK was mispositioned. Because of that, the Lich goes down. But still, the army for the Russian is way, way bigger.
Oh, but without the Lich, what can you do? Stomp! Again! Going for that DK. He has the scroll. He has the TP. He can get out if he wants to. Does he calculate this Kodo Beast correctly? Yes, he absolutely does. 4 Fiends remaining. So many skeletons. Fly is hanging on by a thread. The hero focus was a bit of an Hail Mary. And now, no mana. Surrounded the TC. He has a potion. Might be able to fight through this. Not yet. Not yet. But that gate is open now.
Lich bought back from the tavern. That was expensive, but now going to be regenerating as well. Another green camp right here. Again, a few more skeletons. Just a few skellies added into the mix. Such a big help for Happy. And level 5 on the DK.
Lich is back too. Dark Ranger 4, close to 5. Is it time to break this expo? Is it time to break Fly?
Fly cannot afford really to let this expansion go. The undead hero levels are just so high. His own hero levels, not bad either. But in the ultra late game, the undead heroes do tend to be a bit stronger if there's a Farseer involved.
Happy, can he raise skeletons and break this? I don't think so, as the TC has to go for that invul very early on, trying to save that Raider. Looking good, going for the Dark Ranger. Oh, coil on the Fiend, but might be saved here. Hex, can't move too much. Storm! Oh, and that's another kill for Fly at level 5.
Yeah, I think that was a misclick. He called the Fiend instead of the Dark Ranger. I think that was simply the wrong target. Dark Ranger down. That's a huge problem for Happy. The Coda was able to devour as well. Happy chasing. He's got lots of coils to use, but now also has to deal with the level 3 Invis Wolves.
Lich on the menu, maybe. He's getting that coil, but is the damage enough here? No mana on Fly. On Farseer and Shadowhunter, at least, diving deep to destroyers in the air to counter these level 2 wolves. Absolutely needs it. Crystal not ready. Then he might get another Fiend who's burrowed in the ground at the moment. Always a statue on the ground. Happy striking back. Still the supply lead. Aiming for that Shadowhunter now. If that one falls, Fly is probably dead. But Fly seemingly holding? Question mark.
That Kodo Beast, only 1 coil away from dying. There it flies. The level 3 coil so strong.
Level 4.
And level 4 now on the Lich.
Uh-oh. Is that too much? Is that enough pressure here? Again, burrow after burrow after burrow. He can't deal with the destroyers. The wolves aren't as big of a threat as you want them to be. Focus fire TC out of that fight until the stomp is up. Massive Nova! Aiming for that Shadowhunter. Was the arm in the air? Not really. Shadowhunter out of range for now. It's not enough anti-air! Here's the focus! Nuke! Overshooting even with that Nova. There was no healing, and now there's no Shadowhunter. And is there no hope, Remo?
Was eating a Fiend there to get the mana. Well worth it. Happy has to go for the normal res on the Dark Ranger, by the way. Doesn't have the lumber. The ghouls were used earlier. He's getting more reinforcements from the main. It's not quite over yet. Fly still mining from the expo, but not for much longer. The peons getting taken out. Happy was able to kill so many units, but no statues at the moment for the sustain.
When was the last time we've seen these guys at 50 supply? It's been forever. Focus fire once again. No coil at the moment. Lich is in trouble. DK has a TP. Can he pass it? Can he pass it somehow? He has a coil. He has a coil and he's opening up that surround. Just has to. Takes out a Fiend, so it wasn't all for nothing.
Wow, what a sick game. Fly with a crazy hold as well. Happy's running out of mana, but the Dark Ranger is about to come out. He should buy a lot of potions and then rejoin. But it's really hectic. The Dark Ranger is just running across the map. But even if she just joins without potions, she's going to be a big help already. She's also close level 5. The wolves getting dispelled. The destroyer control, excellent as always.
Oh, man.
Not enough ensnares.
The DK ring around the armies. Here is another nuke, and this might just be too much. Can't withstand this pressure forever. Coil Nova again, and Happy inches away from the victory in this best of 7. Everything ultra hurt for Fly. The Farseer benched, the Shadowhunters benched, the floodgates for the Expo open.
This expansion definitely gonna fall now. Can this still somehow be won by Fly? Looking at the tavern, I don't think he has the resources for the tavern res. He's healing up with the heal salves, moving across the map, looking for some sort of opening.
Oh, man. We introduced silver and gold stars to our YouTube thumbnails. Maybe for this one, we need a platinum star. Great Hall down. Now counterattack by Fly, what with ridiculous 37. He had pillage and research, happy TPs immediately. The Great Hall is down. One base. Shadow Hunter back, but where is the hope for the Chinese?
Happy could easily afford that TP. He had so much gold to work with. Still has, with more than 1,000. Can buy new invulns, can buy new TP, can even creep the red camp. Which would be double level 5 for the Lich and Dark Ranger.
Yeah, Happy again, very low on lumber, evens out this little issue by just buying a ton of items, as you said. And Coil Nova on Ogre-Lords, easy to do. Warsong Battle Drums, thank you for more damage. It's of course Aura 3, not the DK ultimate, and it is the triple level 5 and beyond. This is unstoppable.
Hard to see how Fly can deal with this. He's going for the base lane again. Hitting the main base with the Raiders. Oh, DC getting caught? Kind of. Coil Nova on the Shadow Hunter. Oh my god, he's going down so quick. Using the heal wave, and the heal potion barely survives, but still very bruised.
Coil, is that the end? One hero kill should be the end. Long range Nova and Fly. He's freezing to death now. No healing, no hex. You can't stop this man. 40 pop. Fly trying to run in circles here, but there's no escape at all from the icy grip of the Emperor.
With these skellies and the Dark Ritual, it's just endless Nova, endless nuke. And Happy seems to have done it. Fly still looking for the opening, still trying to find some way to win this game. Main base is expired. Maybe with pillage? Maybe with base lane. Because he can't win a fight anymore. No way. No
way at all. Happy has no staff. That might indeed be worth it. Did you catch this? Did Happy buy Periods of Vitality, or did he find 2 by any chance?
Oh. Yeah, he must have bought at least 1, right?
I think so. And that is something, of course, we're familiar with in FFA and 4-on-4. But in 1-on-1, when do you ever see this? But in this game, or in this day and age, where it's so much about hero focus, it's not that expansive. He had a lot of gold anyway. I love this move.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it only spawns from the naturals, so there's no way he got 2 of them. Absolutely right. If you have the gold, it can be a big difference maker to save those heroes. And now Happy moving forward, looking for the jugular. Ho! With one hell of a Nova.
Bye-bye, Raider. Bye-bye, Headhunters. DK, okay, this is just Hail Mary. Wants to get him out of his face, but it's never nearly enough. Level 3 skeletons. Look at these big boys. This is just an avalanche 20 supply lead. Mr. Unbreakable. The biggest strength always in the last map of the series, and that's it. Happy 4, Fly 3. He is still the reigning Emperor. 6-0 versus Colorful, 4-2 versus Focus, and 4-3 versus Fly. An unbelievable series.
Super fun best of 7. Haven't seen a best of 7 in a long time, especially those last 2 maps delivering big time. Whew, that was great. Wonderful encounter between the two. Happy really pushed to the brink today. But again, he prevails.
So, the question now, who's next? Who do we put in next?
Well, you know, there's some big star players from China still missing. 120 and Lin. I want to see them. I want to see them go up against Happy as well.
And you know what? Fly in this streaming crew with TH and Infi, maybe that tickles their competitiveness. If everyone else falls, I can see Infi, the Iceman, stepping into the ring for one last time. Dude, that would be so epic.
Yeah, that would be also super sick. Absolutely. TH and Infi, we've not been seeing much of them lately, but maybe here, this is going to tickle their fancy. Happy, challenge time and time again, but still not quite brought down.
Major props to Fly, who did so much better than I thought, probably better than you thought as well, probably better than lots of chat thought. He had great game plans, he prepared for this, he did his homework, but man, in the end, the one map, maybe it was Concealed. Maybe Concealed made the difference with the blade play, with that ultra aggressive blade play. If they could replay Concealed now again, I think he would approach this very differently.
Yeah, I think so too. This series could have gone lots of different ways in crucial moments. So razor thin in many instances, this game. So much hero focus, so many sick plays, so much great micro. That was exactly what we're hoping for.
All right. Whew. 2 hours, 40 minutes. Incredible series. One of the best series of the year for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed this. 2 times in a row, just more than 3,000 viewers watching Happy getting challenged by the best. Fantastic content recently in the Warcraft scene. We're far away from dead. The cockroaches do what cockroaches do, staying alive. And of course, if you want to keep the Back to Warcraft engine up, you get multiple ways to do that. backtowarcraft.com/support. You all should know this link by now, as it summarizes everything you can do to help us out financially. You know, gotta pay my rent, we gotta pay Remo's rent, we gotta pay Carson's boats, and of course the Art of Warcraft as well. We got a Patreon for exactly that purpose, where you get coaching by Remo and Carson, replay analysis, fun game evenings, podcast early access, music and movie recommendation playlists, etc., sneak peeks into the behind the scene of the development of our new streaming design. So sign up from just $2 up to $500, all on Patreon. You can of course sub on Twitch and leave a message here. We're very grateful for that. One-time donation via PayPal, credit card, or crypto possible here as well. And if you still are looking for Christmas gifts, merchandise is available. We got mugs, we got shirts, we got hoodies, we got them all. Remo bought that one for his mother. You should do the same. And of course, the big sponsor, that is CORSAIR. Remo, what can you tell the people about CORSAIR?
CORSAIR is a wonderful partner that we've been partnered with for a long time. They make great things. Anything you could need, like periphery-wise, they got you covered. They got great headsets like we use, and they also got gaming chairs, mice, keyboards, mouse pads, everything you might need. Check them out on corsair.com to take a look at their wonderful products. And you can use our coupon code as well, back to Warcraft for 10% checkout as well.
Exactly. And if you're a streamer, they got Elgato gear as well, and Elgato is the best gear you can go for. They got me this light, or these lights, and this green screen, which you can't see because that combo is just that damn good. Stream decks, of course, very recommended, as well as the mic arm, which is the best mic arm I've ever had by a landslide. Thank you, Typhoon, for the gifted sub. This is it for today. But we are back tomorrow, Remo. TED Cup 7 is coming.
Hell yeah. Tomorrow Group A is going to start. We're going to have a 4-day group stage and then playoffs on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be at noon European time, 12 p.m. tomorrow, TED Cup 7 beginning, where apparently Happy is also going to be taking part, and we'll see how far he can go this time and who's going to be our next TED Cup champion, with Foggy, 120, Chimiko, and many of the great players playing there.
Sok, Chemico, Linguagua, 120. Will we get Happy vs 120 there already? Xiaokai, Pink Colorful Remind, Lawlight, Foggy, 15 Sway, and the players from the qualifiers. Maybe a Fortitude and whoever else signs up there. Remo, that was glorious. I thank you for joining, and thank you for casting, and see you tomorrow then, I guess.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you for tuning in today. Thanks for chilling out, and we'll be back tomorrow with the TED Cup.